back to My First Dungeon, the tabletop role-playing podcast where we put first-time DMs through their paces as we build and run their very first one-shot, and then circle back around to discuss what went right, what went wrong, and how they can make their games even better. And this week, it is out of the frying pan and into the fire for our Dungeon Dabbler as Abby runs her very first one-shot that we prepped on our last episode. Abby, how you feeling?
Nervous but excited.
That's exactly what you should be. I think it's time that I hand over the DM screen to you.
Oh my god.
Enjoy. Why don't you go ahead and introduce our players?
Yeah, so with us today we have Kevin.
Hi.
We have Naka.
Hey, glad to be here.
And we have Lauren.
Hello.
And thank you guys all for being my guinea pigs and letting me play with you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's gonna be fun.
So are we ready to get started?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Let's do this.
We open on the Dust Bowl town of Sand Hollow, deep in the heartland of the relinquished territories. It's a tiny, one-street kind of town that's miles and miles from any place of consequence, and a true voyage away from the territory's biggest city, Venna. There are a small number of wooden structures lining the single solitary street, starting with an arch announcing the name Sand Hollow. It was once brightly colored, but has since faded and peeled in the unrelenting sun. Here you'll also find a small inn, a bank, a quaint cafe, and the town's true pride, a train station, which services just 2 trains per day, one going in toward Venna, and one going out even further into the wilderness. But the place we care about most right now is Doc's place, the High and Dry Saloon. As the only bar in town, it's the best place to keep your ears open for any gossip or tales of treasure, and the only place that would welcome a group of badass bandits. Unfortunately for the Deplorable Four, you are not yet quite the sort of badass bandits that would find themselves unwelcome at a quaint cafe or local inn. And that's precisely why you've called a meeting. To discuss new opportunities that can put a little cash in your empty pockets and put your names in the mouths of everyone from here to the Dreg Empire. As we look inside the swinging doors, we find a mustachioed turtle drying glasses behind the bar. Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character?
Well, hi, my name's Basil Espinal, but you can just call me Doc. You see this big, middle-aged kind of mustachioed turtle. I got a big crack in my shell. I got this blue and white walking stick I use to get around. Don't really need it. I just kind of like having it. You see me, I got like a bistro-style apron swung around my waist. I got rags slung over my shoulder. And just, a simple white button-up shirt and suspenders holding up my trousers. I'm just plumb happy to be behind this bar. Telling my war stories, telling everybody all the things I like to tell them. I've got a cool 6 to charisma, so my stories go on for way too long.
In front of Doc, across the bar, sits a very lithe tiefling sitting very straight in her seat, basically ignoring a glass of whiskey in front of her, except for a few drawn-out sips every now and then. Lauren, why don't you tell us about your character?
My name is Sarah Stone. I am a tiefling, and I'm a rogue. And that is all I care to share.
All right. To Sarah's right is a man who would intimidate anyone, even before hearing his reputation. His muscular legs and arms would be the envy of any barbarian, but it's his head, that of a bull, complete with resplendent horns curled into 2 points, that truly make him into something fierce. Kevin, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. My name is Gord Splithoof. I'm a very serious man. I don't have time to go any further into this.
All right. And last but certainly not least, to Sarah's left, sort of leaning against a stool, but not actually sitting on the stool, is the 4th member of the Deplorable Four. He can't actually sit on the stool because, while from the waist up, he has the body and head of a grizzled and time-worn cowboy. Below his gun-toting holster belt is the body of a horse whose tail is working hard to whack away an annoying fly that won't stop biting his ass. Naka, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, the name's Chevelle Rex. I'm currently wearing kind of like a Crocodile Dundee vest. I got a nice little cowboy hat going on. Quite charismatic. Imagine me the Owen Wilson of Shanghai Noon. I have a lot of stories to tell. I've been wandering these lands for a long time in search of someone of my family, my uncle, who's betrayed me. And it's kind of my backstory of how I got these hoof feet. But I can't wait to share that with everybody over a tall glass.
Excellent. So you guys, the Deplorable Four, a gang of wannabe bandits, you've done some stuff, but you have yet to really quite make a name for yourself. You've all gathered here at the High and Dry Saloon to try to come up with some new and better ways to further your reputations.
I'm telling you, y'all have been spending your money poorly. You gotta invest in property, okay? That is the only true currency of this world.
Property ties you down too much.
Exactly. That's exactly why you want it. You got a home to come home to. You got bottles of whiskey behind you.
And I've told you a million times, I don't like being tied.
Well, so it's not a literal it's tied. I'm not like, there's no rope tying me to the, except for this one, excuse me.
I'm also not a fan of taxes.
Well, I mean, taxes, there's nothing truer in life than death and tax. I'm just trying to teach you young folk. Like, you gotta understand, you can do this pew, 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 all that you want, but if you don't invest the money that you get, you're never gonna be able to put down roots.
How about investing money and we get more money?
And how do you make money turn into money? A fine drinking establishment. That's how you do it.
This is the third time he's tried to upsell us on this bar.
All I'm saying, if y'all come in on the bar, then we can all pool our resources, and then I won't lose quite as much money. I mean, we'll share in the profits.
That seems like too long-term of a game. If I wanted to turn money into more money, I would buy a great axe and I would use it to commit a robbery.
That's also the third time he suggested that.
I'm just saying that if we all pooled our money for one great axe, we could commit so many robberies. It would pay for itself immediately.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Y'all, I think we've been going around in circles here. We've been saying the same thing for days. I think we got to find some kind of new score.
That I do believe. We need to change things up around here. Get a name for ourselves. Make ourselves big.
I already have a name, and it is suitable.
And I'm already big.
You guys, if somebody wants to roll me a perception check, just check around the bar.
Well, I'll do it.
Anyone who wants to can do it.
Yeah, I got a 18.
14.
12. Oh, 16.
Okay, and Kevin?
19, shockingly, after all that.
Cool.
Slow but perceptive.
Yeah. So you guys are looking around the bar, and over in one corner, you see a dwarven man, very old, with like a huge white beard, very impressive looking, who has in front of him two empty, huge steins of beer and a third that's like 3/4 empty. And with the 19, you can pretty much tell he's like fully asleep over there in the corner. And then on the other side of the bar, you see two sporting women, prostitutes who are dressed to the nines, looking good, sitting very close together, clearly, have a lot to talk about, deep in conversation with one another. And then all the way down the other end of the bar, eagerly working his way through a pretty big glass of whiskey, is a very drunk halfling man who is entirely covered in soot. If you guys wanted to, I don't know, chat any of them up, you can, or you can keep to yourselves.
Now listen, I keep a keen ear. I let people talk. It sounds like I just sometimes I get to talking, but also I can get to listening. You know what I mean? And some of these fillers up in here, not a lot of these people. People come in, they come out, and and they talk to me, and then I talk right back to them. You know what I mean? And I hear things. And I think
Meanwhile, Saris
He's
looks
doing it
over.
again.
I was gonna say, Saris looks over at I'm sorry, Kevin. What's your
Gord.
character? Gord. And goes, when does the listening happen?
And like I said, I keep my ears to the grindstone. You know what I mean? And I think right here in this bar, not only is it just a money pit, money fountain. We can certainly find a treasure trove of information. I'll bet you that guy right there, and I point to the guy that's sleeping, I'll bet you he's just got so many wonderful things to say, wonderful stories that could enrich our lives. I bet he could tell, who knows what he's got to say. Look at these two lovely women. They come in here all the time. They rent out rooms all the time. They're so lovely. I don't know why they do. They've got their own place right over here.
Fascinating.
Gord points at the passed out guy. Just goes, what about him?
Oh yeah, he's always, drinking himself stupid. Who knows what kind of stories he's got about him. Look at this other guy. He's got soot all over. Why has he got soot all over him?
And Gord points at the passed out guy again, and he's like, no, what about him? Like, what if we rob him?
I'm gonna ask the soot guy stuff. That's kind of curious. Now that's piqued my curiosity. Soot guy, come on over here.
He sort of swivels around in his seat and unsteadily is like, he's like, my guy, what? You got whiskey?
We got all the whiskey. Here, pull up a chair. Looks like you need one. And here's a glass.
Wait, excuse. Because you're not currently a contributing member to this bar, I do insist that you pay for that glass of whiskey.
That's the
I thought we had a
halfling.
tab going there.
Yeah, you do have it, and I pull out, just a huge bar tab from behind the thing, and it's been going on for some time now, and now you're buying drinks for other people. Now, if you were a member of this pub, like if you were a founding member, then obviously you could give out all the drinks you want. Just something to think about.
The
How can he
halfling guy.
be a founding member if it's already been founded?
And I see why he keeps having this conversation with us.
The halfling guy sort of stumbles over, jumps himself up on a seat, and slaps a coin on the counter, and gestures to Doc to refill his whiskey glass. And he's like, "Hey, Sarah, it's fine. I can pay for myself for this one. It's so good. I got the money and I got the whiskey."
Seems legit to me.
He takes a big old gulp of that whiskey you just poured.
Friend, why are you covered in soot?
Listen, my guy. I'm not welcome in some places, it's people that don't take that kindly to me. And so sometimes you got to find some alternate modes of transportation, And yeah, I got here by train, if you know what I'm saying.
Which train did you take to come on in?
I got here yesterday.
Is the train covered in soot?
Hey, some parts of the train, some parts of that train are certainly covered in soot, my guy.
Where'd you come in from, friend?
Coming from out further, head back into. Then I got myself some real hot gas I'm looking to sell on the black market. Did a real successful trip out into the wilderness.
I pull up everybody. Excuse me, sir. Let me talk to my associates. And I pull everybody aside. I go, guys, this is exactly the kind of opportunity that I was talking about. And exactly the kind of opportunity you could find if you were contributing members of this bar.
I think I follow you. Excuse me, halfling.
Yeah, my guy.
Gord points at the passed out guy. Do you think I could rob him?
Hey, listen, I don't want to tell nobody what they can and cannot do in terms of a robbery. I don't know your skill set. Kevin, can you roll a D20 for me?
We sure can. That's gonna be a 4.
All right, cool. I don't know your skill sets, man, and so, I don't know if you could rob that guy.
He's passed out. It's not going to be too difficult, I imagine. I suppose.
It wouldn't be difficult for most, that's for sure.
I tell you what, though, there's no way that guy's got quite the loot that I know you could find elsewhere. He chugs more of his whiskey.
I pull everybody aside again and go, guys, this feels like the kind of information. I've totally lost this guy's accent.
Christopher Walken, good to see you.
I started with my guy, and then...
we could get some information.
Well, we could get... Wow.
I say you commit to it.
Wow.
I mean, hell, my dude is going back and forth between Dave Bautista, Adam Driver, and Armie Hammer.
I love your voice. Oh my god, it's my favorite character.
Now, I'm perfectly down to rob an unsuspecting gentleman. However...
Okay, it's settled then. And then Gord runs over.
No, damn it.
Gord, you go over to the guy sleeping in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And, all right. Will you roll a perception or investigation? I'll let you pick.
17.
Okay. You can tell this guy is like dead to the world, pretty passed out drunk. What do you want to do?
I rob him.
So you're gonna go like rifling through his pockets, or I'll tell you what, he's wearing a jacket that has a couple of pockets, and then on his belt you can see he's got like a little money belt sort of situation, like a bag, what would be like a coin bag attached to it. And I'll let you choose which one you're gonna
I'm
go
gonna
for.
start with the jacket pockets and see how I do.
All right, can you roll a stealth or sleight of hand check, but you could do it with advantage because this guy is real drunk.
Okay. And sorry, I'm working out the app and it's like a little bit laid out differently. Sleight of hand is dexterity, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Cool. Ooh, hot hands. Okay, the higher of the two was a 19.
Ooh. So yeah, you go digging through. You don't even have to try to be sneaky. He's real out, and you just sort of go digging through his pockets, and you find a piece of paper, and you pull it out and open it, and it says, "I owe you 300 gold pieces."
Oh my god. I'm going for the money belt now.
All right, can you roll another sleight of hand also with advantage?
Uh-oh, not as hot hands this time. Okay, the higher of the two was a 14.
Okay, so you untie that coin purse right from his belt. You didn't really have to pass that high because again he's pretty out, and you feel something in it. It feels like it's full of something, and you untie it and you open. And you pour out into your hand 15 pebbles.
Oh my god!
Hey, Gord. Well, Gord, what'd you end up getting over there? Anything good? Anything worth our trouble?
I think this guy comes from a place where they use rocks as money.
Get over here! I've been to some of those places. Let me see what kind of rocks those are.
I go over there and I show him.
Can you roll investigation, I guess, or history? You can roll as well if you'd prefer.
think history.
Yeah.
They're the same. 12.
There are some places in this world that might use like rocks or gems or sort of as money. These pebbles ain't from one of those places. These are just straight up rocks from the desert.
Now let me tell you, I've been all over this here rock we call the world. You know, this rock we call Riven, and I've been to a bunch of different cultures, and a lot of them have rocks. You know, gold is just a rock. You know what I mean? And you know these rocks. These to
the
ain't nothing.
point, please.
All these are just rocks.
God damn it. Does anybody have a pen?
The super drunk halfling who's next to you is just giggling into his drink. He's like, "Oh, my guy, I don't got a pen, but I got some other stuff."
Do you know anything about these guys' rocks?
Those rocks. These just rocks. These racks.
While all this is going on, can I try to like be really stealthy and steal from the drunk halfling?
Oh, yeah. Will you roll sleight of hand or stealth? Or yeah. So roll stealth first.
Okay. Oh, I got a 6.
You are reaching over for his coat pocket, and he just straight up looks down. Hey, what you doing there? What you looking for?
Anything that could possibly be of value to me.
Look, I don't know what sort of things you value, but I can tell you they ain't on me.
I don't value you. I value what would be in your pockets.
Hey, now, listen, my guy.
Wait. Let me just come in here for a second. I think I genuinely I got stuck in a loop. I couldn't get out. I couldn't get the word out.
You're too deep in the character.
I was like, is this a new character you're
Literally-
just introducing
Literally midway through that, twice in my head, I went, Brian, what are you doing? Get the word out.
Sarah goes,
sir.
have you been drinking on the job?
No. Take full
Hey,
nip.
my guy, and just like a cheers to you, seeing that you've got some empty shot glasses behind the bar that clearly were by you.
Well, now, what Sirius meant to say, it's Sirius, right?
Saris.
Now, what my friend Saris here meant to say is that we have at the High and Dry Saloon a complimentary coat check, and she was just hoping to take off your coat and hang it for you as is a welcoming tradition.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, but I hang on my coat, and he goes to take off his coat and struggles like a little bit getting off the seat, and eventually gets it off and just throws it at Saris.
Saris just catches it without flinching and just stares him down with like the coldest stare.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, that's one ice blue stare you got there.
She doesn't say anything. Just continues to stare.
But so what I'm saying is you can rifle through that coat all you want, honey. That my guys, there's nothing in there for you, but there might be something in here. And he points to his head.
Can I get up in his face and just say, do not ever call me honey again?
Can you roll an intimidation check?
Yeah. 17.
Oh yeah, he's. You could tell he's sitting. I mean, he's swaying a little bit because he's a little drunk, but he's sitting pretty still. But in his eyes, you could see he clocks. He registers. He's like, I'm not gonna call her honey anymore.
Yeah, Doc's just behind the bar, like giving him like the hand across the throat, like, no, don't do that.
Just sort of like looks over, picks up his glass again, and is like, just minding my own business, drinking.
And then I want Saris to take whatever seat that he was sitting in.
All right.
So now you're just sitting in a seat with his coat on the back of the seat.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fella, we didn't get your name.
My name is Glasgow.
Glasgow, what do you know about money?
Oh, my friends, my guy. You asked the right question, my guy. I know a lot about money. I know a lot about how to get money, about how to make money, so long as you're okay with skirting the laws a little bit.
Is the coat that he gave me like ratty, or is it really nice?
Oh, it's super ratty, and also it's just completely covered in soot. So now your hands are also covered in soot.
Okay, I just want to
Which
kind of
also
like...
now you guys can see the shirt underneath, like the front of it. There's like a nice big stripe of soot, but the rest of it is entirely clean. You can now see like the distinct lines of where the coat was on his body.
Well, at the moment where he talks about knowing fine things and how to get fine things and money and everything, I am raising my eyebrow hard and looking at this ratty coat.
Look, my guy, if you know how to get money and you know how to get it in, let's say, alternative ways, you don't want to be showing that off.
Can I roll an insight check on this guy? See if he seems like he actually knows something.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, nat 20.
Wow.
Nat 20 plus 7, so 27.
Yeah, you've actually, now that you're realizing it, you think you've heard of this guy before through, like, you guys have been trying to get in on like criminal networks and other sorts of things as you try to make a name for yourself as bandits. And you've heard his name passed around before as like an informant of, he just seems to know all the things. He doesn't necessarily partake in crime himself, but he's a good guy to know if you kind of want the inside scoop on, if you want the hot goss, Glasgow's the guy to know.
I pull everyone aside and go, yeah, well, guys, you remember a couple months ago, I set us down and I said maybe we should make like a list of like dream associates and co-conspirators. And we kind of like wrote out some wish list names. This guy, number 7, Glasgow. This guy knows the shit. This is the guy. This is a dream opportunity. This is, we should, chat this fella. Maybe he could become a stakeholder member in the bar. You know what I mean? Or give us information. Whichever one we prefer.
I like that idea. Let's get to know this guy. He could be our hookup to some big scores.
While you guys were chatting, you see he's sort of eyeing the ladies over at the table and sort of trying to do like a sexy face at them, but he's really drunk and, again, completely covered in soot. And so it's kind of like the women keep kind of glancing over at him being like, what? What? Do you guys want to pull him back over to the bar? You want to...
Oh, he's getting distracted?
He's getting distracted. He's fully ready to walk away from you guys.
I kind of want to fuck with him and tell him that like he definitely has a chance with these women and that he should go shoot a shot.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do that.
So you're gonna like lean in and tell him like, hey, you want to go for it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, those women seem to obviously be very interested in you.
Now listen, my guy, all the women are interested in me. All the guys are interested in me. Everybody's interested in me. And when he says that last bit, he kind of like shimmies a little bit. And you can see that the two women sitting in the corner are like actively cringing at his his like peacock dance, basically.
Clearly, they cannot resist you.
Can I sneak away to talk to the ladies as sneakily as a centaur can be in a
bar?
Don't mind me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you roll a stealth check with disadvantage because Glasgow is looking straight at the women and you are a centaur.
I love the idea that there are horses tied up outside. And when he walked in, the horses looked at him and were just like, what the fuck?
And we're like, this asshole.
And I just shook my horse ass in their face. I had a 17 and a 16.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess Glasgow's kind of drunk. You kind of sideways step your way over where it's like you're just out of his periphery. You kind of like do a circle around to get over to the women's table. And it's only after you've actually reached the table that he realizes. And he's like, my guy, it's probably going to wingman me. Yeah, what a good guy. What a good guy. And so he sort of sits back at the bar to like wait and keeps making eyes over at the women.
Ladies. I'm trying to do like an Owen Wilson type thing. I can't get that voice right.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know. How would that be? Anyone have suggestions on?
Brian has actually worked extensively on his Owen Wilson impression.
What?
I'm curious
Ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what we've got here is a failure to communicate.
Ladies.
You're
You're getting there.
Chevelle is how you pronounce it, right, Naka?
Chevelle, yeah.
Chevelle.
Chevy for short.
Chevy.
Oh,
Can you go ahead and
We'll get that in
roll?
there later.
Can you go ahead and roll me an insight check?
We have 10 gold, right?
Sure. Yes, you
Oh
each
my
have.
God.
Or you know what? You guys have 10 gold as a
that's
group.
a 1. Oh, it's a 3.
A 3. All right. You go over and you just look at these two ladies. They've been chatting closely together. They're very pretty women. You don't really know what the vibe is over here. You just kind of sidle up.
Yeah, I start kicking my back hoof, start neighing. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Works with all the...
I wonder why.
Oh, well, sir, can we help you? We're not really on the clock at the moment. We were just trying to do a little chit chat. This is a bit of a private conversation. But every time, the whole time she's basically saying, please leave us alone. She's like giving you very flirty eyes. She's sending a lot of mixed messages.
Tremendously. What do you know about that soot-covered man that walked in earlier today?
Oh, are you friends with that man? Because I think something is seriously wrong with him.
Well,
And
has
then
he
her
been
friend
in
is like, yeah, there's something wrong with that man.
Well, he was covered in soot to start.
Well, I heard rumor, and this is just between you and me. And she sort of like saddles up a little bit, gives you a little doe eyes. Like, I heard he snuck in on the train yesterday, and he popped right out of that smokestack. He was smuggling himself over here.
Ooh, now that is some spicy information there.
Well, that's what we specialize in, spicy information.
Would you happen to know anything about the passed out gentleman out in the corner there?
Oh, you talking about Guff?
I suppose.
Yeah, Guff is a regular in this bar, and he's passed out 90% of the time. He owes everyone in this town so much money, but we ignore it because, he's just so cute. And he's a right tootin' good dancer, I'll tell you that.
Oh, do you know any good dancing places around here?
Around here, the High and Dry turns into a rowdy sort of a place on Wednesday afternoons.
You see Doc behind the bars polishing up some dancing shoes.
I do like me some line dancing, especially with all 4 of my hooves here.
Oh, I'll bet you're real good at line dancing. But again, this is a private conversation. If you could maybe let us get back to it.
Toodaloo, ladies.
And because you were polite, she sort of waves her arm at you, and she's like, he's a nice man. And then they kind of start chit-chatting again.
I wave a hoof. I do have 2 hands, but I wave a hoof.
But you both, yes, you have 6 limbs.
Yeah, so I stroll on over back to the bar to hang out with the gang.
And Glass goes, "Hey, my guy, did you talk me up? Were you wingman me? You think I go? Which one? You think the blonde or the redhead?"
Definitely both of them.
Yeah.
You stand a chance with both of them for sure, my friend.
My guy, and he sort of like punches your arm a little bit, leaving tiny little soot marks.
I whisper over to my gang, I don't trust him. I heard he smuggled himself over here. That explains the soot.
We already knew that. He told us as much if you were paying any attention.
I wanted to verify that information. He could be lying.
Yes. When he talked about coming in a way that left soot on him and was covered in soot, I thought the same thing.
I think the soot probably came from the smokestack that he smuggled himself in.
Oh, I fucked that up. Sorry, guys.
Brian, can you roll a perception check?
Ooh, that's a 5.
Okay, while you guys were having this side conversation, Glasgow reached over the bar and pulled out a bottle of whiskey, and now he's just sitting there with a full bottle of whiskey, drinking from it.
Well, sir. Sorry. Well, excuse me. I reach over and grab the bottle of whiskey. Well, it seems like
I'm gonna need you to do a contested strength check to see if you can get this away from him.
Oh my gosh.
He is a very drunk
him.
halfling, and so I'm gonna say he has +1 to strength. He's not the strongest guy.
22.
Oh, he rolled a 19, so a dirty 20. You just beat him. You guys grapple a little bit, but yeah, you yank that bottle straight out of his hand. My guy!
Now, sir, I've been mighty kind to allow you into my establishment, and now I don't mind serving you as many drinks as you could possibly want. All in these, lovely little glasses I had handmade for this establishment. But what I need from you is payment for the drinks that you just brought without my knowledge. And it looks like, and I just kind of eyeball it, that's going to be 4 golds worth. Now, you could certainly pay me that 4 golds, or you could maybe pay us in something other than money.
And my guy, as your friend over there already knows, I don't got no gold in my pockets, but I do have some real hot gas. But my guy, it's worth more than 4 gold pieces. So maybe we could strike a deal.
Well, my friend, it seems like you don't quite understand that you found yourself inexplicably in my debt without money to repay that debt. In a town that you seem to be unfamiliar with, and in a town where you do not seem to have any compadres.
My guy.
Comprende?
My guy. I snuck over here in a smokestack. You think I can't disappear into the wind in 2 seconds?
I verified that information.
My guy over here, my guy knows. And he winks at you.
Can Gord just bear hug him?
Bear hug him?
Yeah, just pick him up and kind of restrain him by bear hugging him.
Yeah. I'm gonna make you do a contested strength check. You know what? Actually, I won't make you do that. This is a surprising move for him, and so you just fully pick him up and are holding him in your beefy arms, and so he's restrained. My guy.
Now,
I don't understand why we don't just crack his head open and look at the secrets.
Well, now, go on. Hold on a minute. This fellow looks like a reasonable gentleman. Now, what I think is that you should consider your situation in that the current bear hug you find yourself in is us being friendly.
My guy, this is friendly.
Oh, this is extremely friendly.
Now, I look at Doc and I go, I mean this to be a threat.
Go on. I'm doing a bit here. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say that if this is friendly, just imagine what unfriendly feels like. And if he thinks what we say is friendly already seems unfriendly, and then he imagines what we think unfriendly is, it's going to be scarier. You understand?
While you're saying
Gord,
this, Glasgow
does one of those things that cows do, where it's just kind of like a big exhale out of the nose,
and while Doc is saying all of this, Glasgow looks over at Ceres. Is like, does this guy know he's explaining his bit out loud to me?
And so what it is, it's a kind of dramatic irony. So you just
frankly,
keep
there's a lot that this one does not know.
Ay. All right, my guy. I'll tell you what. I got some hot gas. I got some hot gas for you. It's worth a lot more than 4 gold, but I'll give you some of the hot gas for that. And then if you're interested, I can give you a little bit more if we work out a deal.
All right.
Oh,
What
goody.
do you got for us then?
All right. If maybe if this gentleman might let me out of his arms, then maybe I could tell you.
Well, since you're still in our debt, why don't we settle that debt first with the information you owe us, and then we can certainly come to some sort of agreement in the scenario of the this hug.
Mm-hmm. All right, my guy. You drive a tough bargain, my guy. Tough bargain. All right. Word is that you know the mining company Endless Sands. It's run by that real douchebag Marsden Greed.
Well, yeah, everybody knows that guy.
They've been digging up things from here to the end of the relinquished territories. It's the whole hot mess. I mean, my guy, I hate this guy. But word is that he now finds himself in possession of a mighty fine loot. And he's heading back into Tavenna. But he's stopping over in Sneak's Gorge. That's just one train stop from here for a layover. You know, they got that big, impressive bank, or at least impressive by these Dust Bowl towns. And so he's going to be stopping over there on his way into Venna. And ooh, that loot is real good looking. There's a whole mass of gold and jewels. But even more exciting, my guy, is that there's a ruby-encrusted sword somewhere in the mix. Now, you know, he's a big-time guy, and this sounds like a pretty impressive loot. I don't know. It's the kind of thing that might attract the attention of some interesting folks, you know, my guy?
Guys, I think we might be the interesting folks he's talking about.
You don't say.
Now, you think that was, I think that was well worth more than 4 gold. But, you know, if you could put me down, and then maybe I could tell you a little more if you pour me a nice hefty glass, my guy.
Well, you know, I don't know quite enough about the exchange rate of information to gold. Gord, what do you think? You think that was worth 4 gold?
I mean, I could give him a sack of pebbles.
My guy, you talk about the rocks from earlier? I don't want those rocks.
Yeah, that's those.
Those rocks are worthless, my guy. Stop thinking about the rocks. Those rocks are nothing.
Well, then I think it means then that the information I have learned is that what I thought was money is not money, which means that this information was worth negative money. Gord is thinking really hard. But I mean, I think his brain is like the size of a walnut.
Well, now, Gord makes a pretty good point. You have so disinclined him to believe that his current ill-gotten gains are worth anything that you've actually given him a negative in his current pocket. Where he thought he was rich, he now realizes he is poor, regardless of the reality of those facts.
My guy, and Glasgow attempts as best as he can to like lean in to Doc, and he's like, "My guy, you're a sensible man, and we both know this is bullshit, right?" And he sort of gestures up at Gord and referencing Gord's reasoning here.
Gord, why don't you put him down? You're tensing up. You're thinking really hard here. Why don't you put him down on the chair? You're about to squeeze him to death.
What? Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, my guy. And you...
I love the idea that Gord thinking caused him to like flex.
Gord, you also look down, and you didn't really think this through beforehand, but you realize your shirt is now covered in soot. And interestingly, your shirt was and is like beautiful and really clean and nice and like a new one. And as compared to your pants, which are just absolutely filthy, dusty, have holes in them, are sorts of things. And now your shirt kind of is getting a little closer to matching your pants.
Just even thinking about his pants made him angry.
What?
Meanwhile, Glasgow is starting to look a little bit better because a lot of the soot has been wiped off on other people at this point as these guys started getting manhandled. But all right, my guy, you wanna pour me a little bit of a drink and maybe I'll tell you something interesting. You guys are a bandit group, yeah?
I mean, well, you might have heard of us. I mean, we're pretty famous around these parts, wouldn't you say, fellas?
I thought that was the obvious part.
You guys, what would I know you from? What was your biggest job?
Well, we've had a lot of jobs. Saris, why tell them the job we did just the other day. We did that job. We netted us, something.
Call me crazy, but I don't see the point in telling a complete stranger a job that we did.
Gord just robbed that guy.
I did.
Yeah,
I did rob that guy. And you didn't believe in me.
I don't know if you should be that proud of that job. You didn't get nothing. He's also is he dead?
Nah, he's just like that sometimes.
All right, I'll take your word for it, my guy. But yeah. So if you guys are a bandit group and you trying to make a name for yourselves, then this is exactly the kind of loot. Especially because there might be some other people headed that way to try to get it on their own.
When you say other people, who are you referring? You talking law enforcement?
Oh no, my guy. I'm talking about the baddest of all the bad guys, the biggest of all the bounties, the wanted poster on every town here to the Dreg Empire.
You're talking about the Deplorable Four, of course.
Oh no, my guy. Hey, I'm
We
talking.
forgot to put up those posters.
We're putting up our own.
You guys have just been posting your own wanted posters. Oh, wait, actually, you know what, Naka? Can you roll a performance check for me? I want to see how convincing these wanted posters are.
Oh my god.
Wanted posters!
They might be 13.
13. Yeah, these wanted posters, if you're just walking by, you like see it, you clock it, you think it. But if someone went over to inspect it, it's like you've spelled the name of the like law enforcement or agency that produces these like incorrectly. And it's like the bounty is like a weird amount, like it's too high, but also just kind of a weird amount where it's like this wouldn't really be a thing. So a couple people have seen them and know they're fake, but they're not that bad. They're getting better. They're improving.
I told you, Savelle, these they usually just use nice round numbers like 1,000 gold pieces, 2,000 gold pieces. When you say 12,806 gold pieces and 8 copper, people it draws the eye. And it produces questions.
Yeah, no, my guy. Yeah, so you guys, you showed one of these posters to to Glasgow, and he looks at it and sort of is like, yeah, no, that's not. This is a much bigger deal. This is, the Scarlet Wench, the terrible temptress, and you guys realize this is a person who has many nicknames, but this is a person who you hate because she's the baddest bad guy in the land. And, also she's not even that good. It's just that she's so stunning looking. Her beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. So famous, she goes by only a single name. Jolene.
Sarah slams her drink on the counter and says, "Do not speak that name around me."
And my guy, I'm just saying that rumor has it that she's headed on over to check out this loot for herself.
I gotta say, she doesn't even have the skills necessary for this kind of criminal enterprise. It's a beauty contest. She looks good on the wanted posters, so they put up more of them. That's all it is.
Yeah, you
She's
guys
a
hate
fraud.
her because you guys are fully convinced she doesn't even do her own dirty work. She's just pretty, and she
doesn't even do her own dirty work. She's just pretty.
It's a problem. It's a problem with the way that they make wanted posters. They tried to put up a wanted poster of me one time for real, but everybody kept turning in cows.
It's because the wanted poster was only the top half of you. They forgot to include the bottom half. As we were like, oh yeah, I just saw that guy down the road.
It's like that guy, James Patterson. He basically comes up with an outline and other people write the books. She's basically got ghost writers on top of ghost criminals. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, not real ghosts, of course. Those aren't real, right?
I mean, my guy, you say what you will about the terrible temptress, but she's got quite the reputation, and that's something you ain't got.
Well, now, whoa.
Jolene. I'm begging you. Don't you take my gold.
My guy, if you think that's your gold and you don't want her to take it, then you better get yourselves on over there before she does.
I'm not gonna let a hack beat us to that.
So you guys know that Sneak's Gorge, which is where Marsden is going to be doing the stopover, is it's a short train ride away. It'll be an overnight trip on a train. And you guys also remember that there's only one train per day that is going out in that direction. And whoever wants to, if you could roll a perception check.
Ooh, that's a 19 for me.
17.
16.
12.
You guys all kind of processing this information, realizing that your hatred for Jolene, knowing that she's headed over there, and if you guys want to get in on this loot, show her up and this train, and you guys all look up over at a clock in the corner and realize that the only train going out in that direction is leaving in 5 minutes.
The only train is leaving in 5 minutes. Are we going or are we not?
Well, now, I think, let's take a little bit of time to talk this out.
I don't want to hear from you. You will take too long. We are going.
Aren't we?
You're standing at a bar.
The bar? Gord flips the whole bar.
I'm going to need a strength check with disadvantage to see if you can flip this bar.
Can I try to save the bar?
Yes, you can. You roll a contested strength check as well. I mean, the bar itself has strength too.
Gord's flipping tables over. Tony's flipping them back over.
Oh my god, the disadvantage killed me on this. The lower of my two rolls was a 12. The higher was a 24.
Oh!
I also rolled a 20, so I like slam on top of the table. But like I've seen you do this before. I'm like, not again. We'll do this at a different pub. When we get there, we can do it somewhere else.
Gord, you grab onto the lip of the bar, and your muscles are just, you can see every vein, and they're so jacked. I don't even have the words to describe them. It's like your arms are like the Rock's legs, and you're trying to flip this bar, and you realize that Doc, having seen you do this or attempt this multiple times, sometimes with some success, has taken like magically powerful glue and coated the entire bar in it to try to anchor it even more solidly to both itself and to the ground. And you suddenly kind of remember that he talked this decision through with you. And so rather than trying to flip the bar, you just turn to the nearest stools. You pick two of them up and you just chuck them behind you.
Jolene!
Enough. We must go. I'm going. If you're coming, come or not, I don't care. And then I leave and I'm headed for that train. God damn it.
How far away is the train from the bar? The saloon?
The train, you guys now it's about 4 minutes. You guys are going to have to run if you want to make this train.
Oh, I'm sprinting.
Quickly.
Yeah,
Ferris, Doc, on my back.
All right, well, usually I like to talk these things, but Betty Boop over there, you can close up the shop for me, right?
You talking about me, darling?
Yeah, you got it, right?
Doc, we've talked about this. I'm Dolly.
Oh, hi, Doc. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what
and
I said.
I'm Reba.
Oh, of course. Dolly Regal, but two of my finest customers. I never forget a name. You know, I never forget a face, never forget a name. I gotta go.
Dog. All right, we'll take care of this bar. And you see they're very clearly scheming. They're going to have a full dance party when you're gone.
Can I roll an insight check to how much I anticipate this will cost me?
Yes, you can.
I rolled a natural 3. I have no idea.
You have no idea, but you're about to have them completely destroy your bar, giving free booze to everybody, having a huge ass dance party. So you guys bust out of the swinging doors. You are running through the town to get to the train station. I need everybody to roll a dexterity check.
Could I have Doc and Saris jump on my back?
I weigh 450 pounds.
You absolutely cannot have a turtle on your back, but if Saris wants to jump on your back,
I might need to because I rolled
baby.
a 6.
a nat 20. Saris, you got a 6?
Yeah.
All right, Saris, do you want to be on
Ooh, I got an 8.
Chevelle's back or no?
Be on whose back?
Chevy.
Might as well.
Okay, and Chevy, you got an 8, and then Gord?
Yeah.
I got a 14. Did Brian say he got a 20?
Yes.
Is the total equivalent of that just like getting sucked into a shell and then flying forward Mario Kart style?
Yeah, I'm just full Mario Kart.
Yeah.
He's spinning so fast.
He does. So Doc
Someone
just
just throws him.
fully pops into his shell and uses sort of the wind to become a tumbleweed. But every once in a while, you like stick an arm out to direct yourself, and you are just rolling over to the train station. You're beating everyone.
I'm like what is that? Paddleboarding with my like walking staff, but on the ground, like just using my shell as the board.
Meanwhile, and Gord, you are also running. Being so beefy, you're not the fastest runner, but you're working your way over there.
Can he jump on my back?
No, he cannot. Especially not if you also have
That'd be a
Saris.
sight.
Would be a minotaur on a centaur's back. But
That is my final
Chevelle
form.
and Saris, you guys are running along, and unfortunately, do not notice that there is a whole wave of tumbleweeds coming in, and you guys suddenly start tripping all over them. So Chevelle, Saris is on your back, and second you hit this wave of tumbleweeds, it's like, and Saris, you straight up fall off Chevy's back and are also stuck up in these tumbleweeds. Can both of you roll me another dexterity check?
Watch out for those tumbleweeds back there. They'll get you.
I got a 15.
Okay. You guys, you both are a little worse for the wear. You're a little dusty, everything, but you both managed to pull yourself up out of the tumbleweeds and are sprinting to go and make that train. Doc, you get there first. Are you going to wait kind of at the door to try to help pull everybody else on, or are you just going to run on into the train?
Yeah, I'm going to run in and be there, like in the door, like almost like holding the door open like a subway and be, come on, get in here. Everybody, come on. You really gonna let the turtle beat you? Come on. Y'all got 4 legs. Let's go.
Gord, you get there next. You hop up onto the train. Are you also going to stick an arm out to help everyone, or are you just kind of heading on in?
I'm heading on in.
Cool. And then Saris, you get there next. You slipping in?
Yeah. Slipping is the great word for it. I'm just gonna slide on in.
And then Chevy, you are sprinting. You are using all of your horsepower to get you on over to there. And you make it. You leap up into the train with the help of Doc sticking out one of his turtle arms to pull a centaur onto a train. You guys make it. You are in the final car. Just as the horn is going to send you guys off on your way, you have made it onto the train. So you guys go in and you realize that you are kind of at the back of the train, or towards the back. There's 1 or 2 cars that are behind you. They're kind of like the storage section, and then like third class, which is just regular seats and things where people will be sleeping. And then you guys are in what you realize is the second class sleeper car. And there's a bunch of different rooms and things. And you see someone want to roll a perception check.
Yeah, I'll roll a little perception check.
Me too. Oh, I got a 6. God.
I'm rolling pretty good. I got 24.
Damn.
Got another 19.
I got a 23.
Well, with a 23 and 24, you guys, you can see clearly which of the sort of sleeper rooms in this, the bunks and things are available and which ones are not. Do you guys want to try to claim any of the beds for yourself?
I do immediately.
So you go over, how do you want to claim it? Are you going to leave something of yours on the bed? You're going to like muss it up. What are you going to put over there?
I want to find one. Can I look around and find one that's kind of like covered in shadows, hidden, like not very noticeable, but like provides the best cover and darkness?
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay, I'm gonna use this actual die because computer dies. Oh, here we go. Okay, that is a 18.
With an 18, you see that like up in the sort of top, they're more like bunk beds, sort of a thing. And up in the top corner, there is one that is empty. And one of the lights on like the top of the train car is a little bit broken. So it's kind of extra shadowy over there. And so that is definitely the bed that you are going to want to go grab.
So I'm scurrying on up and I'm going to go up there and I'm just going to sit cross-legged in the corner and just hide for a minute.
Okay. Is anyone else gonna grab a bed, do something?
Gord is wondering, is there any kind of like a car that has like restrooms that you could bathe in?
Oh.
You suspect that probably up in like this second class section, no, it's just going to be like bunk beds. And then there's probably a car that's like seats or like a place to hang out. But you have a good feeling if there's anything like a shower or a way to bathe yourself, it's definitely going to be up in like the first class cabins.
Can I roll a perception check to see how hard it would probably be to get up there?
Yeah, sure.
5.
So you guys just got on this train. You have absolutely no idea how crowded it is. You have no idea how many first class guests are up there. If it's a lot, you are not in great shape. So it will be a lot harder for you to kind of sneak up there and sneak in and use one. But if there are not that many first class passengers, you might be able to do it. You kind of have no idea.
I want to risk it.
All right, so you're going to go on over to the next car?
Mm-hmm.
All right, is anybody going with Gord?
I'm going to follow him like one car behind.
One car. So you're not actually walking with him?
Yeah, I'm going to do one car behind. I want to show him a little bit of independence.
Like,
he can do this.
It's like the parents trailing their kids when they go off to school the first time.
So you can
Do
see.
I know Chevy's behind me, or is Chevy just kind of like...
Yeah, do you want to do this secretly, Chevy, or do you want him to like know that you are there?
I want him to know that I'm there.
Okay.
Oh.
But
So
he's leading the show.
You've done this sort of thing before of all of you kind of, Gord isn't the smartest. Like you guys don't necessarily really have a leader, but he's not the smartest guy. And so sometimes you all kind of like to let him pretend to be the leader of the gang and you just sort of hang back in case he needs anything. Real patronizing like. And so you guys see.
We're a bunch of outlaws, but there's one law that we're not above. The buddy system.
Very good, very
You
good.
want to know the secret to a good heist? The buddy system.
Buddy system.
Well, Chevelle, you go up with Gord. I'm gonna stay back here with Sarah. If I could just find her. Damn, where is that woman?
Can you roll a perception check? And Saris, can you roll a stealth check with advantage?
Oh, this isn't fair. I have 4. I got a 9.
I got an 18.
Yeah, Doc, you're like 70% sure that Saris got on the train with you, but where on earth could she be? Like, how could she have disappeared this quickly? You're like a little bit concerned that she didn't actually get on the train because you cannot find her.
All right. Real quick, attention, everybody. I seem to have lost my friend. If you are Saris, or if you respond to the name Saris, can you just like do a little whistle or something? You don't have to give away your position. Just kind of let me know you're here.
You say this, and there's one bunk over in a corner that like has a curtain pulled, and you just hear someone, "Hello, sir, there are people who are trying to sleep here. Can you keep it down?"
Yes, I understand, but there's a possible missing person here. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody's all right on this train. I'll be going in just a moment. If you can just bear with me for a moment. Sarah, is you around here?
Sarah, you answer.
No. I mutter under my breath, just like, what an idiot he is. And this is so much for keeping cover and just like remain quiet.
Doc.
All right, I'm going to go check the back cars.
So Gord sort of takes off and goes through the doors, and you guys see that at either end of each of the cars, there are doors that, quite similar to like the subway or Long Island Railroad or something, there is a glass window in it. So you guys sort of, Chevy and Doc, you guys sit and just wait at the glass door of the sleeping car until you see Gord make it all the way down to the other end of the next car and go over until you go into the next one. Gord, you leading the way over here, head into the next car, and it is the second class sort of seating area where like you can spend, it's pretty much the middle of the day right now. So this is where most of the people with second class passengers, there's a couple people in here, not that many though. And this is where there's just kind of little tables, seats for you to sit, do whatever you need to do. Do you want to hang in here? Or do you want to head on into the next one?
Heading on into the next one.
All right, you head into the next car, and as you do that, Chevy and Doc go into the second class passenger car. And Gord, you find yourself in the bar car. So there is a bar that has all sorts of bottles of every type of alcohol you can imagine. It's a little bit fancier because this is a car that is shared by both the first class and by the second class passengers. And behind the bar, you see an octopus.
What?
Do you wanna keep going? Do you wanna look around a little bit? Do you want to stop for a drink?
I only want to stop for one thing. As Gord walks past the bar, can I give the countertop like a quick like wiggle perception check to see if I think I might be able to flip it?
Yes, you absolutely can. Oh my God.
I don't want to flip it. I just want to know if I might be able to flip it.
Okay, you're gonna roll
I rolled an 8.
An 8. I rolled for the bar, and it got a 3. So you jiggle it a little bit, and you tell, this is like, they don't repair the trains around here that often. If you really put your mind to it, you could totally flip this bar.
Okay.
Are you trying to test it like secretly, or are you just straight up going up and like shaking it?
Oh, kind of secretly.
Can you roll me a stealth check?
Yes. 16.
Oh, unfortunately for you, sir, the bartender rolled a 20. You go over and you sort of shake the bar, and you're trying to do it sort of secretly, but this octopus glances over and says, "Well, hello. Can I help you, sir?"
Yes, I was trying to see if I could flip this bar. I don't want to flip it. I just want to know if I could flip it.
You just want to test your limits, I see.
Exactly. Where's the bathroom?
The bathroom? That would be in first class, honey.
Thank you.
And then Gord tries to like break away and keep moving.
You head down towards the other end of the car, but at the door, which would lead you into the first class section, there is a half elf standing there in wearing sort of a conductor's outfit. He's the conductor of the train, and he's standing there looking very, very stern. And he says, "Ticket, please."
I need to go into the shower. I'm covered in soot.
"Sir, I can see this, but I need to see your ticket, please."
I don't have a ticket, but I need to go
don't have a
into the
ticket?
shower.
"Sir, are you planning to stay in first class, second class, or third class?"
I'm in second class, but I need to use the shower.
That would be 3 gold pieces, please.
I don't have that. I have a bag of rocks.
Sir, if you do not have a ticket, you have to buy a ticket, and unfortunately, the bathrooms are only available to the first-class passengers.
Well, I can't buy a ticket, but I need to use the shower.
Sir, I need you to calm down and also to buy a ticket.
What's like the window situation?
There are, one side of this car is mostly taken up by the bar, but there are a couple windows like on either side of it. And then the other side of the car is all windows like a regular train car.
Okay.
And then the
this guy's a
door
halfling,
behind
so he's
him
not
as
huge.
well it has like a window on the top half of it, like a subway door would.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm gonna cards on the table. What I would like to do is pick up the halfling, then punch out the window and throw the halfling out the window.
Out the side window?
Yeah, probably the one
Like just out into the desert?
Yes.
Not like into another car.
Right. No, off of the train.
Cool. All right.
I was coming up with a plan to come and use mirror image so that you'd have him just argue with him. But I like your plan.
So I'm going to do a couple things. First is Chevy and Doc. You guys are waiting. You have not entered the bar cart yet, but both of you, like little creeper cats, are just standing at the door to the car, staring at Gord down the way. You guys can't actually hear what is going on, so you're just like trying to read body language. Can both of you roll me a investigation or perception to see if you can tell kind of what is happening with Gord? And then Saris, are you following your group, or are you still just hanging out in the sleeper car?
I was imagining, I want to like, if anything's going on in the sleeper car, like my whole point was like to be unnoticed so that if I overhear any conversation or anything like that, like that I could just like listen in and get intel.
Totally. So yeah, the sleeper car, unfortunately at the moment, it's got that one guy in his bunk who has things closed, but he also, you can like hear him snoring. He's just like fully going to sleep. And otherwise you can see a couple of beds have been claimed, but it's pretty empty. If you want to try to just like stealth through the next car as well, at the next car is the second class, just sort of seating area. And on one end of it by the door is, Doc and Chevy, and you can either kind of see if there are other people chit-chatting around, or you can go up and try to follow them without them knowing. I leave it to you.
I'd like to, sneak my way into the other car, but to more hear what other people are saying in the car and like just see if I can pick up any sort of information.
Cool. Can you roll a stealth check?
Uh-oh. I got a 9.
So you slowly slink out of the bed, and you're being so sneaky, and like you were in this dark corner, and you're so proud of yourself because this sleeping man over there, I mean, he didn't even hear you. This is incredible, awesome. And you open the door to this car, and you're kind of in that in-between area between like train cars. And it's so silent. No one has seen you anywhere. And then you go to open the next train car door, and it's and just screeches, announcing your presence. Luckily, about half the people in the car are kind of used to this noise, and so don't actually look up and clock you. But there are 1 or 2 people who like look up to see who is coming in, and they definitely like see you there.
Figures.
DM question.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the passengers that like we passed by through like second class?
Yeah, sure. There are, there is a little family of, it's like a mom, dad, and 2 kids, of dwarves who look like maybe they're on like a little bit of a family vacation or something. They're sitting over there, they're eating little sandwiches that they clearly brought for themselves. So they're over in one booth. They're the ones, Lauren, who sort of looked up and clocked you because like train travel is really exciting for them. They've been like, they kind of splurged on this second class passage sort of situation. And then further along the way, you see another dwarven woman who is just like covered in jewelry. She is sipping from a glass of champagne. She is looking around, clearly like super enamored with the whole situation. And she in particular keeps looking over at the other little dwarven family and kind of just being like, oh, that's so cute. So she's sitting over there, and with her is a half-orc gentleman who's just kind of sitting very straight. He's wearing what looks like a sort of uniform, isn't really chatting with her or interacting with her, but is sitting and sort of paying attention to like what she's doing. And yeah, those are the only people that you see in that car. And then, yes, I had asked Chevy and Doc to make either investigation or perception to see if you can tell what's happening with Gord.
I got an 8.
I also got an 8 perception.
You guys can tell that Gord is talking to someone, but being Gord, it's kind of hard to tell when he's like angry and when he's just being normal. So you kind of, he's having a conversation, and you know Gord, but you don't actually know what the conversation's about or what's happening there.
Chevelle, I think let's just give him a little bit of space. I think, he's been doing so well on his own. Let's let him run free. You know what I mean?
No, he's really become quite a people person over the last few adventures. Yeah, I think he's doing splendid. I really hope he makes a friend out of this.
He's really doing a good job. I think he's going to come out of this with not only a handful, a pocket full of gold, but also some lifelong friends that he meets along the way.
Gord, I'm going to need you to roll a contested strength check against this half-elf to see if you can pick him up.
That is a nat 20.
Oh, yeah!
So I was going to make you then also roll to see if you could physically break the window, but with a nat 20, yeah, you fully pick this guy up, and it's, what is happening? And you shook him out a side window, shattering it clean. It is a neat now. There's not even a remnant of glass left in this window, and you have just chucked the conductor of the train out of the train. And
can I roll a perception check to see if I see the conductor fly past?
yes, you can. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 24.
All right, I'm actually. I just rolled to see if maybe the conductor could like grab onto a piece of the train and maybe not fly off into the distance. And he rolled a nat 1, so no. He is fully in the desert. God knows where. This has never happened to him before. He is in a complete state of shock and is just going to sit there for a couple of hours.
Chevelle, I think you know what? Maybe we give him a little too much space. Let's get back in there. Come on.
You also see that the octopus bartender looks over at you, Gordon, says, honey, that was mighty fine. So you guys are heading into the bar cart?
Yeah, I bust into the bar cart.
And Sarah, are you going to follow them, or are you going to hang out in a passenger car?
I'm going to hang out in the passenger car. I want to investigate that, like, wealthy woman that's in second class, but not first, and the mysterious man with her.
Okay. We are going to do that first, I think, Sarah. So do you want to go over and try to sit near her? Do you want to start a conversation with her? How do you want to approach observing her?
I just want to sit maybe in the car behind, or like the seat behind them, and just try to see what I can overhear of their conversation.
Okay. So you go and you sit sort of nearby, close enough to hear things, but you also have been really like slinky and sneaky. And so neither the woman nor the guy, actually, she doesn't see you, and neither does he. And so you're hiding behind there, and you can see that she's like looking around. She's checking out the window. She's in there about all this, and she's saying, "Oh my God, did you see? Oh my God, look at this. It's so funny. Look at that little family. Oh my God, oh my God." And then she's like drinking her champagne, and she's clearly like kind of talking to the man with her, but mostly kind of talking to herself. And she fully does not expect him to answer her.
Oh, so they're probably not together. She's just being friendly, maybe.
If you want, you can roll either perception or investigation to see if you can tell a little bit more about who they are and their relationship.
Okay. Perception. Ooh, I got a 19, so that's a 21.
Ooh. So you, after observing them for a few minutes and kind of how they're interacting, get the impression that he is probably an employee. He's been hired to not necessarily it's half bodyguard, half butler sort of a situation of like, he's there to accompany her on this trip and kind of do what needs to be done for her. He's a strong guy, but he's also not like he's not purely a bodyguard here. And so she is kind of talking at him, but he is waiting for cues for there to be, for him to have to respond. He recognizes that the things that she's saying aren't necessarily things that he needs to answer.
Okay. Can I, do they have any luggage near them?
They do not have any luggage.
Hmm.
And you also realize now that in the sleeper car, that in looking around at the beds that were taken, that you saw that there's the one guy sleeping in his bed. You had taken one, and then there were 4 other beds that had already been claimed, which you assume belong to the family that you watched.
Oh. Which means that this pairing does not have beds claimed.
Correct.
Odd. Can I linger a little bit to see if she continues to talk or like... So they don't have any luggage by them. Do they have any other possessions nearby, or it's just pretty much them sitting in what they're wearing in their seats?
It's really just them. She's got a little bottle of champagne and a glass that you can tell. She definitely brought this glass herself. It is her own champagne glass that she brought with her, and is pouring this sort of things for herself. But they have kind of nothing else with them. But also, so you're sitting here looking at them, and Chevy and Doc are standing over by the door, and you hear the crash of the window, and then will you also make a perception check to see if you see the guy, Jesus, the conductor roll straight past the window.
Perception check was
yes.
that?
Everybody on the train turns left.
Oh my God. I got a nat 1.
You are so engrossed in this woman and her butler that you fully do not see a man screaming as he flies past the side of the train. The family on vacation, however, does. And they're like, oh, do you think that was part of that? Oh, maybe it's like some entertainment. I don't know. Oh, look at this train. So much fun.
Wow. Interactive theater.
However, as this happens, you
I love audience participation.
See that the woman actually sort of turns her head a little bit and then looks directly at the guy and who's with her and says, "Oh my God, did you just hear the crash? Do you think there's something going on in there?"
No, madam. Do you think that I should go and check it out? Would you like me to do that?
No, I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's just somebody getting like really drunk and, there's like a bunch of stuff going on in there. Oh my God. It's so funny being in second class because like you were right. This is a real trip coming in to see how like the lower classes live. It's hilarious. And he just sort of like nods and she's looking around. She's like, I don't know, with this bottle, we're kind of running low. So like maybe we should go and then like get some more. Although you brought our own selection of champagnes, right? Because like I looked at their bar as we walked through and it was not up to par. You know. And he looks at her and says,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I know.
Oh my God, Samuel, we have talked about this. You are not allowed to call me ma'am. Ma'am is my mother. I am a young, vibrant woman, still unmarried, but working on it. So no, ma'am is my mother. I am Lady Cece. We've talked about this.
Yes, my apologies.
And so you can see she's pouring kind of the last of the champagne into her glass. And once she finishes it, she's probably going to get up and go into the other car.
Okay. I'll probably get the jump on that and like sneak ahead, kind of muttering under my breath, like sarcastically, how charming. And then just like skirt on through before they do.
So you follow on into the bar car where Chevy and Doc have already gone in to go see Gord. What are the three of you guys doing now that you are in the bar cart and now that Saris has joined you guys?
Whoa, now, hey, Gord, what happened there with that fella that's gone on a little trip there? What did he ask you to do that? Maybe I hope he asked you to throw him out the window.
He wouldn't let me through, and I have to go take a shower.
I understand. Why? Maybe we should use our words here. Why do you have to take a shower?
I have to shower really badly. I really, really need to go take a shower.
As he says this, you hear the octopus bartender go, honey, yes, you do.
Can I just roll an investigation check on the bar to see, is it nicer than mine?
Yes, you can roll.
Can I call it an insight check?
Sure.
16? Yeah.
This bar is nicer than yours. It's got some really pretty like gold filigree and some intricate stuff. It is a bar that has clearly been designed to be sufficient for like fancy first class people, whereas your bar is like the down home Cheers sort of a place.
All right, 8 Arms. No one asked you. Now, why do we have to get you to a shower so bad? Just because you're a little dirty? I mean, those pants are filthy. I've never seen you worry about showers before.
I know my pants are filthy. I just really need to go take a shower, okay?
And I'm really doing the like exhale thing. There's like steam kind of coming out of my cow nose.
Can I roll an insight check to see if I can figure out what's going on?
You guys have been friends for like a while and stuff, and you know that Gord is like kind of sensitive about the fact that he has these like really grody pants, and you've never seen him wear pants other than like you've seen him change his shirt, wear new socks, wear new shoes. Like, you know, he has some pretty nice clothes. He takes really good care of like, you know, his other clothes and things. But you realize you've literally never seen him wear other pants. And also every time you've ever brought it up, he like gets really huffy and upset about it. So you haven't necessarily seen him this passionate about taking a shower, but a lot of that is because all of your exploits thus far have been really local. So he's been able to like get back home for those types of needs. So you're not really sure what the shower aspect is, but you guys know for a fact this is like his only pair of pants.
Gord, is this like, you know, sometimes when I go to a new place, like I get a little, you know, I can't feel comfortable until I, you know, take a shower, until I take my shoes off and, you know, kind of make fists with my feet. You know what I mean? Is this like one of those things?
Fists with my feet.
I can't take my pants off, okay?
Well, yeah. I mean, I understand that we're in a bar cart. Like, you definitely don't want to be taking your pants off right here.
No, I mean, I can't take my pants off.
Well,
I can't take them off. They're stuck on.
What do you mean? I don't. Maybe I'm not following. Have you tried like unbuttoning them and then like sliding them down your legs?
I can't do it. Okay,
You guys see, as you are having this conversation, that the bartender has fully stopped doing everything and is just leaning closer and closer. She's got one tentacle sort of on her akimbo on her hip and one under her chin looking over. She is very intrigued by this conversation.
I woke up one morning and this was probably 12 years ago. I woke up one morning and I went to put on my pants and my belt broke. So I tied my pants on with a piece of rope as a belt. And I went to the store to go get a new belt. But on the way there, I came across a wizard and I pissed him off and he cursed me so that the rope around my pants would be impossible to untie. And I haven't been able to take my pants off for the past 12 years.
All right. I'll be honest. I've got a lot of logistical questions to ask, but first, let me see this now. I bet you I can untie. I got some slippy fingers here. Come over here. Let me give that thing a try.
Oh my God.
You hear the butchers go,
Oh, honey, if you bring that knot over here, I've got 8 arms who can untie it.
It's pointless, okay? I studied, rope work and knots, and I've learned everything there is to know about undoing knots. It's impossible to untie. It's a cursed knot.
are you going to let them like see your belt, or are you kind of hiding it?
Yeah, they can see it.
All right. Whoever wants to can roll me a investigation check to see if you recognize this knot.
I rolled a nat 5, so 7.
I rolled a 10.
Can the octopus bartender give me the
9?
help action?
Oh, honey, yes, she can give you the help action.
Oh god, I rolled a 2. It's even worse.
I know, it has to be the bartendress.
And Chevy,
I'm
what'd you
just
roll?
slapping away her arms.
They're like slowly slinking over, getting a little closer, wanting to take their shot. Sorry, Chevy, what did you roll?
I think it was a 6.
Yeah, you guys all look at this knot, and you have never seen anything like it. You don't even see where there's no ends that are loose for you to like try tugging on, or it's like a ridiculously tight knot. And then of course there's the added difficulty of he's been wearing it for 12 years. So the knot itself is like dirty and grimy, and it's a little hard to tell like kind of where the different parts of the rope like even are coming together and what is tied to what. And you guys have never in your lives seen a knot quite like this one.
Saris mutters under her breath and just goes, "How revolting."
Well, now, I'll be honest, this raises a lot of questions, but do you mind? Can I take a little swing at it? Because I was in the army. I've told you all before. I have a lot of war stories I've told you about, and one of the things that they teach you tying knots. And let me tell you, I know all the bowline. I know the square knot. I know the thieves knot. I know other knots, and I'll bet you this is just like a combination of like 2 or 3 of those knots.
Gord, are you gonna let them attempt to untie the knot, or are you gonna say like no?
Gord is like really antsy, so he's like, "You can try, but don't take too long, because I really gotta go take a shower."
If you want to try, you can roll a sleight of hand check.
9 + 1, so 10.
Yeah, you look at it and you realize, even with your army knowledge of knots, you don't even know where to begin with this thing. It's you kind of make a show out of like looking at it and being like,
Yeah, see, this is basically just an alternate version of a simple cow switch double lick around. And so I mean, now it would take me a little bit of time, but I could definitely do it. But when you say shower,
I can't take the pants off, so I can't, when I have to go to the bathroom, I can't just go to the bathroom in the pants, because then the pants would be stuck on me and I'd be walking around with my bathroom pants. So I have to wait until I can wade into a body of water or turn a shower on so that I can go to the bathroom and it can wash away the bathroom on my pants.
Okay, Saris doesn't say this to the group, but I just want people to know what she's thinking. And she's considering, like, why doesn't he just cut the pants below where the belt is and cut them off?
But Saris does not offer these words of wisdom. She just keeps them to herself.
She's just like, she's scowling at the whole situation, and that's what she's thinking. But she's just like, these people are so dumb, they deserve to live in their dumbness.
I was going to do Chevy's thinking, he can't untie the knot. Why doesn't he just cut the rope?
Are you going to say this, or are you just thinking this?
No, I'm just thinking it. We're all just thinking it.
Do you?
and the entire time, Doc's just thinking, I bet you I can untie that rope.
Chevy, do you want to attempt to do this, or are you really just having these thoughts and just thinking it through?
I'm just trying to imagine, Do I have a sword or something like that?
You
Just pants him in the middle of this bar. Octopus lady, here you go.
Gord, I feel like we need to consider the option of maybe like a front flap and a butt flap. You know what I mean? Like,
I go to cut it, but I said I cut him a butt flap and a front flap. It looks like he's going to cut the rope.
The bartender sees you cutting holes in the pants in just the right places and says,
A little fashion designer, are we? I'll take me a pair of those.
So I have a butt flap and a front flap now.
yeah.
But I don't have any way to keep it fastened to the rest of the
I don't know. Did you guys think that through, or are you just fully exposing yourself in every way right now?
You know what? I didn't bring my sewing kit or my clasps. So we're gonna have to figure this out. But why don't you're literally jumping up and down right now. Why don't you go take that shower and we'll start working on some kind of closure system while you're in there.
I don't even need to shower anymore. I have a front flap now. I have a front flap now. And then in his joy, Gord flips the bar.
I am gonna need you to roll a strength check to see you're like capable, but like, are you actually gonna do it?
Can we give him advantage just because of how excited we've made him?
One of you can give him the help action, yeah. So you can roll with advantage.
Oh my God. The higher of the two rolls is a 24.
It does a kickflip.
Are you trying to flip? So you've got the front section of the bar. It's sort of like a semicircle attaching to the other wall. And you, in your excitement, go over and grip the lip of it. And are you trying to like fully flip it behind you, or are you just trying to like snap it in half? What do you have a plan, Gord?
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of trying to flip it up, but like I don't want to hit the octopus, so I think I'm flipping it like hot dog style, not hamburger style.
Can you roll me a performance check?
Yes. 15.
15. Okay. So yeah, you do a fine job. It's sort of you bump into the octopus a little bit on your way, but you manage to flip it. And so now on the other side where there were like tables and little stools and things for people to get a drink and sit, they're just fully smashed and knocked over because you've taken this bar and you have flipped it over on the other side. And now the octopus is just standing there in front of a wall of bottles of liquor. And she is as I said, she got bumped a little bit, but she's like, honey.
I want to walk into the bar to be like, listen, your bar may look nice, but if you haven't planned for the opportunity of a bar flipping Minotaur, then quite frankly, you know nothing about the establishment, honey.
Oh, I'm fine with that. Hey there, handsome.
And she clearly couldn't care less that her bar's god. She is fully enamored with Gord.
Can I roll an insight check like on her tip jar or something?
Oh my God.
Is she making more money than me?
She let's see. Yeah. You rolled an investigation check to see if you could see like a tip jar or any kind of indication of like earnings or whatever.
18.
You think probably you guys are making about even in the long run. She definitely has a couple of like big coins and bills and things in there in the tip jar, but in terms of actual like sales stuff, yeah, you guys are probably, from what you can gather from simply looking at a bar, you guys probably you're doing okay. You're holding your own.
She probably put that $100 bill in there herself, just to drum up business.
She sort of slinks over and looks over at you, Gordon. She's like,
Well, hello, I'm Bernice. What's your name?
One side, Bernice. I need to pee. And then I kind of like box her out and like go over to that like train door and throw it open and pee out the door.
Are you peeing in the direction of the second class seating area or the first class door that you haven't gone through yet?
I was thinking kind of like that. If we're thinking like
the space in between cars.
The same hole you
Yeah, I
threw
was
the
thinking,
conductor out of?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's which direction are you going in? So it's that space between cars, but are you headed back towards the direction that you came to pee in between the cars, or are you going in between the car you're in and the one that you have not gone to, which is the first class?
The latter. Yeah.
The first class ones? All right, so you open the door to go pee and suddenly find that the other door to the first class is open, and standing there in front of you in all her glory is the most beautiful woman you have ever seen.
Oh, fuck.
It's Jolene. And she glances at you. She does a very obvious look down and then look up. And she says, "Oh, hello there." And she clearly does not recognize you.
Gord just goes, "One side, Jolene, I need to pee."
So you've heard of me then? She's not moving.
I thought Gord was peeing in between the train tracks, and Jolie just came mid-pee.
Oh, yeah.
He opened the door and at the same time, like he opened the door and she's already right there. I don't know how much control you have over your bladder. If you would like to actively be peeing, you can be.
Yeah, I think I'm peeing.
You're peeing. Okay, I'm gonna need a performance check from you.
Roll for pee.
I need you to roll for pee.
Which way is the wind blowing?
Oh my god.
Performance.
It's a good pee. I got a 21. This is a steady stream.
Oh my God.
It is a real steady stream, and you also just you weren't even startled by the appearance of Jolene. It's just you have complete control over this thing. It is a beautiful arc headed straight in between the cars. And it's impressive.
It's a rainbow in the sun.
Yeah, in the fading sun, it's like a little bit of a rainbow over there.
This is the best first boss confrontation I've ever seen.
God, if this isn't like an encapsulation of what being a DM is, I don't know what is.
I look at her and I'm like, this is the first time I haven't peed my pants in 12 years, and I'm not going to let you ruin that for me.
She's gonna roll to see if she is fazed by your confession. She is not. She's gonna say, "All right, well, that's nice." And then she just sort of pushes you aside, and she and 3 men walk into the bar car. And she looks at all of you.
I want to be hidden. I mean, like, I'm not trying to like do this like after the fact. So if I'm not allowed, that's okay. But like the whole point was like, I don't want my group to even know that I'm on, like, when Doc didn't find me, like, I want them to just assume I never made it. And like, I've just been hiding this whole time.
You successfully have just like been in a corner, and no one in this car has even registered that you are there at the moment. So you are hiding over in a corner. And Joe,
Can I whisper? Doc, how do you want to play this one? As I start to get my fingers all ready.
Listen, I'll be honest. I'd be happy to take on Jolene and her cronies if we were the fearsome four. What is our name? The Deplorable Four. But the problem is, I look around and I count 1, 2, 3 because we're missing our sneaky rogue. Because I looked all around and I couldn't find her.
So it's just the 2 of us versus them.
I hear the 2 of you talking about me, and no, you can't take me.
Oh, we've been talking way too loud. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm half horse, so I'm a loud whisperer.
Well, Jolene, right? I think I might have heard of that name.
She flips her hair back, and it's like that slow-mo 90s supermodel hair commercial sort of situation. And she's like, "Oh, you've definitely heard of me."
How did she do that with her hair defied gravity for a moment? That was amazing.
Chevy, I need you to roll a nat 20. Or I'm sorry, a D20 for me. If you can roll a nat 20, that'd be great. But just roll a 20 and tell me what you get.
I so badly want it to be a nat 20 now.
A 1. Nat 1.
She, looks at you guys. She has no fucking clue who you guys are, and also knows that you know exactly who she is, and she is reveling in the fact that her reputation has preceded her. Now, what happened to the bar?
Well, that was our fine friend over there who's letting that very powerful stream go out right now. You know, he's a beefy boy. I wouldn't, you shouldn't mess with a horse like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's cute. Telling me who I can and cannot fight.
Well, I mean, obviously our reputation precedes us. You know, we are the Deplorable Four. Yeah, I don't even need to introduce us because you're so familiar with us, I'm sure.
Well,
Everyone's heard of the Deplorable Four. Ask anybody on the street.
And I look up at the bartender like, right?
I need you to roll a persuasion check to see if Bernice picks up on you wanting to.
Can I pull out like a copper coin and hold it to her like it's a bribe?
A copper piece ain't gonna bribe her, so you just go roll a straight persuasion check. Yeah,
that's all I got. That's not terrible. Oh, my persuasion's -2. 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, honey. Everyone's heard of the Adorable Four.
No, the deplorable. We're deplorable. We're bad. We're bad. Deplorable.
No, you're so bad.
All right.
Yeah, Jolene looks over you guys. She's not intimidated in any way. She says, well, I was coming in here to get a drink, but I see it's a little dirty in here. So,
well, I mean, I'm sure this fine bartender will clean up for you. Where by chance are
that's
you?
not my job, honey.
All right, but Jolene, where by chance are you headed off to?
Where am I headed to?
Yeah, well, what kind of capers you on? You know, it being in the same type of field, I thought maybe, you and I, professional courtesy, our group could exchange information with your group and, maybe we can help each other out.
You think that you could help me?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we know so many, despicable, deplorable, information-y things.
That's cute. But, no, I don't think you could help me at all. But because you seem oh so desperate, I'm on my way to rob a bank.
What? Funny you should say that. We know a lot of people who like robbing banks.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
What type of bank are you robbing? Is it big bank, small bank? Are you doing a vault? Are you doing a money cage? We've done some. We've robbed some, and he thinks back to Chevelle. Sorry, he thinks back to Gord robbing the guy. We've robbed some. People of, very fine stones, if you know what I mean, using the parlance of our day.
Can you roll a deception check?
Yes. That's a 3 minus 2 is a 1.
She rolled a 4, so you had a really good shot of deceiving her in this instance because she is quite distracted by Bernice. But no, she knows perfectly well that you are really trying to make your exploits sound cooler than they are.
I mean, there were a
and
lot
she's
of
giving
rocks
you a
in this
look
bag.
where, like, it's not pity, but like she's looking at you like she clearly thinks that you are pathetic.
All right, this feels bad.
Well, that's what this was there, Jolie. An audition. That's what this was.
An audition? To what? Be a part of
audition.
my group?
Yes, ma'am. Miss?
I don't think anyone who calls themselves the Adorable Four.
Deplorable.
is
Deplorable.
Deplorable?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't.
Because there's like a alliterative aspect to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know how alliteration works. But thanks. And she just looks at you and thinks you're even more pathetic than she thought before.
Meanwhile, Saris is like shaking her head because she's like, they don't even know what alliteration is.
alliterative when things are illiterate. Some have called me illiterate. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure they have. She looks at you guys. She's not intimidated even a little bit, and so she sort of. Also, Gord, are you still peeing, or have you rejoined the group?
Absolutely still peeing.
You've been holding it in for days. You've developed a just insane bladder capacity because of your limited access to bodies of water and things. And so
Especially in a desert.
In a desert, yeah. This has been a long, hard 12 years for you.
I'm half bull, but I share a lot of characteristics with camels.
Yeah. So you're just fully still peeing out the door. And Jolene is scowling, looking at all of you, and finally says, "I mean,
can I derail the whole thing right here?
Go for it."
Jolene, that wasn't the audition. This is the audition. And then we run into first class and start robbing them.
Oh my god! So your plan is to push past Gord, who is in an open doorway, and run into the first class cabin.
At this point, I may commit to that.
Blatantly rob people.
Cool. So
Can I whisper this plan over to Doc? Doc, I have an idea. It's gonna sound crazy. It involves me pushing past a peeing minotaur as a centaur.
I don't think that sounds crazy at all.
If this is what you want to do, sure. So you are gonna whip out your gun and you are gonna try to run past Gord.
Motherfucker!
All right, I need Chevy to roll strength, and I need Gord to roll perception to see if Chevy can push past. And Gord, I want to see if you can, this being like your crew, can you intimate that like you know what he's trying to do here?
Got an 8. Try pushing it in. I push myself off the train.
19.
A 19. All right. So, Gord, with the 19, you fully understand what Chevy's plan is. Will you move out of the way, or are you going to stand there and continue peeing?
I'm going to move out of the... I'll like throw a hand up at the top of the doorway and just kind of lean forward. That way I can keep peeing so he can get past me.
But he can get past you. Okay. So Chevy, you, Gord recognize in a rare moment of brilliance, recognizes what his crewmate, fellow bandit is planning to do. And you go galloping on into the first class passenger car. Doc, are you going with him?
Yeah, I'll run past with him and go and yell back to Johnny. Well, I mean, watch this. You know, my boy here, he's fantastic at robbing. Look at this robbery we're about to do.
Gord is going to yell to them like, "Save some for me."
Is there a way for me to roll perception to see how many people are in there or something?
Yeah, definitely. You and Doc both bust into the first class car and roll perception to see what you find in there.
Ooh, a 6. I see things.
15.
15. The first class car is empty.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a
Put them up, everybody.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is going to be embarrassing. Let's just check all the seats, make sure there's no one hiding. Maybe they heard us coming. They ducked under the seats, because they're all afraid. Like,
Gord finishes peeing and walks in and just goes, "I told you to save some for me."
I have a crazy idea.
Yeah, tell me it.
Can we get Ceres back up here? Is there any way to communicate?
You don't know that
you
I'm
would
there.
have to.
Oh, we don't know where.
You guys still don't know. You still have no idea where Ceres is.
We're just hoping she's
behind.
You guys,
Okay.
are like hopefully assuming that Ceres is back over in like the bunks, but you don't actually have any idea where Ceres is. But you can hear coming from the bar car Jolene is fully laughing at all of you.
All right. Okay, can we do a quick huddle? The Minotaur. Guys, we need to talk quickly.
All right, yeah.
This is embarrassing. She's laughing at us, but I have an idea.
Yeah,
If
go
she's
for it.
going to rob a bank, what if we rob the bank before her? What if we cut the caboose of this car and just take the first class in the train and beat her there?
Can you roll an intelligence check for me?
It. Guys, what we're going to do is a Da Vinci Code. 14.
You know that for this particular train design, the engine is at the back of the train.
It's
Never
a
mind.
push train.
It's a push train. They exist. They're canon in this world.
Okay.
It's advanced technology. Yeah.
We're going to pretend I didn't. You guys are sticking to the plan. I didn't know that. Well, guys, this is even more embarrassing.
Well-
Doc, do you have a way to get us out of this one?
You know, unfortunately, I think this is one of those times we're just gonna have to kind of take our lumps, and I don't see a way out of this where we retain our our dignity. So I think we just gotta shovel up whatever bits we got currently, hold on to those dearly, and pray for salvation in the near future that we can get some additional honor and dignity back in our lives.
Wait, I have an idea.
All right, so real quick, Gord, your last idea was throwing the conductor out of the car. Is it better or worse than that idea? Just so I can kind of gauge where I should, what I should prepare for.
It's much better. And as the leader of this team,
Yep. Leader of the team. Yep.
I think
That's what we say.
have earned the respect of having, when I have an idea, the other people on the team they let me do it.
Well said, Gord. Well said. Why don't you enlighten us on your on your idea?
Watch this. And Gord kind of like marches back toward Jolene in the bar car.
Do you guys all go back into the bar car with him?
Yeah, we're following. Or at least I'm following along pretty close.
I whisper just loud enough for everybody to hear, but if there were people in there, we would have robbed them real good.
Gord comes in and looks at Jolene and goes, "We robbed everybody in that car, and this is what we got." And he holds up the bag of pebbles.
Oh my god.
Jolene looks at you, and you can read, or probably Gord can't, but everyone else in the room can read on her face that she thinks that Gord is pathetic, but in a sad way. She's like, oh, this poor guy. This is really low. And she just sort of looks at all you guys and goes, okay, well, sure you did. I'm gonna head on back over to my car, but in the meantime, I hope you'll enjoy a little gift on my part. Boys. And as she says that, you see the 3 men who are with her all take out their weapons, and you notice next to one there is a wild coyote who's starting to bristle up. And she says, "Ta-ta, see you. Well, probably never." And she leaves and goes into the first class car, and I am going to need you all to roll initiative.
Woo! Where'd that coyote come from?
I got 18.
That's 16.
And I got a 15.
All right, so we are going to stop at the top of the order. Start at the top of the order. Saris, you are
Yes.
up first. In front of you, you see there are 3 men, all guns a-blazing, and a coyote.
Okay, so can I do a sneak attack?
I believe that she
Or do I have to wait to
can.
do that?
So you have your assassinate feature, so you have advantage on any attack roll against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. So anyone you attack right now, you'll have advantage, and that also
Okay.
grants you sneak attack.
Actually, I want to use my short bow.
Your short bow?
Yeah, and try to fire an arrow through the coyote.
Through the coyote. Okay. And so you don't want to use sneak attack though?
Actually,
Then still sneak attack.
I know, but I was just making sure that Saris wants to use it. I mean, there's no reason not to, I suppose.
yeah, I'll use the sneak attack.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you roll the attack?
Okay. And then, do I add anything to this?
Oh, you're rolling your attack with advantage as well.
Oh, okay.
And for your short bow, you are adding 4. So, but you're rolling with advantage. So the first one you said was a 7 + 4, and that's it.
Yeah, my second roll was a 3.
So you fire a short bow, and unfortunately, it just bounces off into and sticks into like the wood of the wall of the car, and you miss.
Okay, well, in that case, does that give away that I'm there, or is it so pathetic that no one even knows?
Is that the wind?
Unfortunately, everybody now knows that you are indeed here. You're still like in the shadows, but they're like, oh, Saris, you are. They know you've arrived.
Okay.
Well, Sarah,
So she did make the trade.
I thought we left you behind. You know, those other names that we were talking about, you know, the terrible 3. You shouldn't read anything into that. You know, we're still the deplorable 4. We were just, we were worried you weren't with us.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Saris, is there anything else you wanted to do? Bonus action, movement?
I would like to hide.
Okay. And that's a bonus action, right, Brian?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Now it is Chevy's turn.
I'm going to level my guns at those 2 guys, at 2 of the 3 fellas, and I'm not going to shoot. I'm just going to hold it there ready to pull the trigger if they try to do any funny motions. But I want to use my beast speech to talk to the coyote. See how he's doing.
Okay. So you want to talk to this coyote?
Hey, buddy. Don't worry about that last bolt that hit that wood over there. That wasn't for you or any of. It wasn't for you, at least. Why are you? Do you really want to be with these guys? Why'd you join us?
They are my friends. You are food.
We are friends, not food.
No, you're food.
You can see there's like a little bit of drool coming out of his mouth. He's looking at you real yummy.
I lean over and talk to the guys. Guys, this is a mean coyote. I wish you hit him with the bolt the first time.
Ain't never met
What
a coyote.
gives
in my life.
So you want to just ready in action?
Yeah, I want to ready in action.
Okay, so who are you? There are 3 guys. There's one who looks like he's maybe the leader of, or he's a little higher up than the other 2. And then there's kind of 2 cronies. Which
Cronies.
2? You're pointing straight at the 2 cronies?
Cronies.
Okay.
We take prisoners. Okay.
And so, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, he can ready in action against one of them. Okay, so you have to pick one of the guys.
Okay, I'll go for the left guy.
And you are waiting for them to attack, and that's when you want to use your action?
I have. So how can I do that? Can I just ready it for whenever one of us shoots or when they react?
Brian, do you mind helping me out a little bit with this?
So with a ready action, you essentially declare your action. So you're going to shoot when a trigger happens. So I shoot when they attack. I shoot when they threaten us.
Okay, so when they attack, I shoot. I'll do that.
So when this guy attacks.
Yeah.
It
So
can
when
be
the guy on the
anyone
left
attacks.
crony
So
attacks,
when the enemy attacks, or so when one crony attacks, you will fire at him.
Yeah.
Cool. And then do you want to use your movement or a bonus action?
All right, you know what? I have to really lead into the centaur thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to charge over to the right guy. So I can ready an action against the left guy, right?
Yes.
Can I charge the right guy? The right
No.
Ryan? No?
Because you're readying your action and the charge is also an action. So you can do one or the other.
All right. God, I feel like I'm about to start something really bad. You know what? Let's just go full centaur. I'm just going to charge and hoof kick one of the guys. The left guy. Don't worry about readying the action. He's just going to go hoofs to the face.
So you are going to go charge at him. Roll your attack. That's you add a +5 to.
It is 21.
A 21 definitely hits. Roll damage.
6.
Whew, okay. You run up and you charge this this guy over on the side, and he was unprepared for all of his experience with like horses out here in the Wild West. He has not a lot of experience with centaurs, and so is just like real confused by this whole situation. And you come up and you just kick him straight in the head, and he is bleeding. He is looking decently fucked already. So that was your action. Do you want to do anything else?
I can still shoot him, right?
No.
No.
Because that's also an action.
Like, back up a little bit.
Okay, so you use a little bit of movement to back up.
That was tremendously violent.
That is because you're backing up. How far do you want to get? Like, 20 feet away, or do you want to just get like 5 feet back?
I just want to get back to inline, 5 feet back, like where everybody else is.
Okay, so you are still within his range, so it wouldn't be an opportunity attack, right, Brian?
So if you go up and attack someone and then you move back, they get a free attack on you. So you have to stay like within their threatened area unless if you don't want to.
Then I'll just stay there. I'll end my turn.
Okay. All right, Gord, it is your turn.
Okay. I want to. So, which person did Chevy hurt the most?
Chevy hurt one of the cronies.
Okay. But, so the other crony is like pretty much still normal.
The other crony, the kind of leader guy, and the coyote are all untouched at the moment.
Okay. The other crony, I want to bull rush that guy.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Great. Yeah. So I'll dash at that guy, and then I'll use my horns to do like a goring rush there.
Cool. Okay. So roll your horn attack. And you're going against the other crony, you said, right?
Yeah. Yep. The one that's currently unharmed.
Cool.
And that is an 11 to hit.
11 does not hit, unfortunately.
He matadored me.
As he can sort of see you're like gearing up, you're pawing at the ground, you run over, and at the last second, he jumps a little bit out of the way. So that was your action and bonus action.
Gord, you gotta focus. Well, you gotta focus on the cape, not the fancy cape. Don't get distracted by the red.
And now it is the coyote's turn, and the coyote is looking straight at Chevy. Those hindquarters are looking real yummy.
I thought we were friends.
So this coyote is gonna run up and try to do a bite attack. Does a 14 hit?
My AC is 15.
Cool. So that does not hit. So you knock a sort of butt bump this coyote out of the way. And he
check him.
falls back.
Not this ass.
Not this ass. All right. And now it is the leader of the group. His attack. He is going to look on over. He's going to look on over to Gord, since he overheard you saying that you are the leader of this group. And he is going to cast Inflict Wounds on you. He misses. So he shoots that right off at you. He's not that smart. You kind of dodge out of the way, and he misses you.
Well done, Gord. You done matadored him.
Now I'm the one with the cape.
He is then going to move on over. So he is basically blocking the door of you guys going into the first class cabins. He is standing straight in front of it. Next, it's going to be the crony who is not that injured. And he is also going to go after Gord. He is going to try to hit you with a scimitar. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
Yes. All right. You take 4 points of slashing damage.
Hey.
And he's just going to say, ha for Jolene.
I mean, you don't really want to. That woman's taking everybody's man. You don't want to hang out with that woman.
We do. We love Jolene. And when they say we love Jolene, all three of them say it in unison in a real creepy way.
Well, that was just fucked up. All right, I think we should take a vote here and now, group. We should never talk in unison like that. That's definitely not part of our aesthetic.
The next
Agreed. We all said in unison.
Oh no! Oh dear! This is how it starts.
The next cultist is going to go, and they are going to make a swing for Doc.
Well, what do you think you're doing there?
Does a 14 hit?
Aha! It banks off my shell. It doesn't hit.
All right, cool. So he's nothing, and he says, "Ha for Jolene." Doc, it is now your turn.
I look at the guy that just tagged me. And go, what now? Why'd you have to go do something like that? Now I got to do this. And I pull out of my shell the blade for my halberd and screw it onto the staff that I've been carrying around. And I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, okay.
So like my staff glows yellow and then I like throw it forward and a spiritual weapon of that same halberd comes out.
Very cool.
And that's going to fly over to the leader.
Okay.
And I'll make an attack with that. It's a 19 hit.
19 hits.
That's 6 damage.
Okay.
And then at the same time that one is attacking, I'll attack with my physical halberd on the guy who attacked me.
Okay. And that's the more fucked up groupie. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does a natural 19 hit?
Natural 19 definitely hits.
It's 1d10 plus 3. 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. He drops. He's out for the count. What does it look like when you straight up murder this man?
I'm actually more focused on the spectral halberd in the distance, like doing its thing. And so I hit this guy and then look down and don't even fully realize what I've done. And go, oh, well, damn. Oh, shit. Sorry, man. Just pull out the halberd. Well, that's what you get. This is my shell. Don't fuck with it.
As he is laying there, just like fully bleeding, pretty much totally cut in half, you hear his dying words, "For Jolene."
All right, that feels like you got to find another hobby guy.
We are back at the top of the order with Saris. It is your turn.
I'm going to try to use my short sword on the other crony.
And the other crony? Okay. You can roll. And are you going to do it with sneak attack?
Yeah, if I can.
I believe that you can because
once per turn.
Colleague is a colleague. Your coworker is within 5 feet. Yeah. So go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I rolled a 10 on the die. Does that get the +4 of the short sword now?
Yes.
Okay, so 14.
14 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so that is 4.
Wow.
4. Excellent.
Did you add your sneak attack damage too?
Oh, no, I didn't. So +3, 7.
All right. Yeah, he is looking super fucked. And as devoted as he is to Jolene, he just watched his brethren get fully slashed in half. And so he's shaking a little bit, like looking back and forth between the two. That was your action. Do you want to use your bonus action or your movement?
What's the difference between dash and disengage?
So correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. Dash is you're doubling your movement, but it is that is an action. Disengage is a bonus action.
So for rogues can take either the hide, disengage, or dash as a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Dash allows you to do your same movement again. So rather than just having 30 feet of movement, you get an additional 30 feet. So you can run extra far. disengage. If you're up in someone's face, you can disengage and then not take opportunity attacks. So since you attacked with your short sword, if you want to then retreat, you would have to take the disengage cunning action. Otherwise, you would get a opportunity attack against you.
Okay, yeah, I'll disengage.
Okay. That was your turn. Then Chevy.
Let's see. Who's left? There's one Goonie and the leader? Or the leader's dead?
One of the cronies is dead. One of the cronies is looking pretty fucked. The leader was hit, but is still looking pretty good. And then you also have that wily coyote.
Okay, the wily coyote. We need to summon a roadrunner. Let's see. I want to use my spell slinger gun.
Okay.
That super fancy gun that lets me teleport because he's blocking the door between first class and us plebeians in second class.
Yeah, you guys, well, you're in the bar cart, but yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's blocking that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my pistol past him so I can teleport there.
I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity check to see if you can throw the gun past him and through a glass window to get into the other car.
I love it. Come on, lucky dice. 11?
An 11 is not going to do it.
Just bounces back.
So yeah, you chuck your gun towards this guy and it just kind of like bounces off the wall and lands a couple feet in front of him.
Oh, that's embarrassing. I'm going to teleport to that gun that's right in front of him.
You teleport so that you're about 5 feet right in front of the leader.
Yeah, so I really just moved 2 feet in front of where I was standing.
He didn't go very far.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot him.
No.
Bam.
And you are going to shoot him with your gun. All right, roll an attack.
That was a nat 20, yeah, so that's 26.
So nat 20 is a critical hit. So you are going to roll, what is it? Now it would be 3d8 plus 4d8 plus 2. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
That was 17, and then I add 4 to it?
And then you add 2.
Add 2, 19.
19. Holy jeez. Okay.
Was this against the boss boy?
That was against the leader. Yeah, that leader is looking pretty hurt. He is real displeased. You shoot him square in the stomach, and he is using all of his will to kind of keep from doubling over. And you hear him just saying, "For Jolene, for Jolene."
All
I
right,
whispered to him, I had that looking way cooler in my head.
He can't really process what you're saying to him, but you do see Bernice, who is still over in the corner just watching all of this, go, "Oh, honey, that would have been so impressive."
Well, Bernice, if you wanted to, jump in here, most bartenders are they know their way around like a baseball bat or something. Maybe you could come in here and help us out.
"Oh, honey, I'm just enjoying the show." And you see that she has pulled out of somewhere that you have no idea where a box of popcorn, and she is just sitting, watching, enjoying some popcorn.
All right, Bernice, we're gonna have a talk after this.
So that was your action. Do you want to do your bonus action or movement, Naka?
I am going to end my turn.
Okay. Next up is Gord.
I'm going to charge at them.
Okay.
Also the leader, not the...
I also, Gord, as a barbarian, you can do a lot more if you go into a rage.
Oh, that's right. I haven't played a barbarian in so long. Not since 2013.
Hell yeah.
When you originally got your knot pants.
That's it.
Same pants.
Same pants.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll enter a rage. Why not?
Awesome. So you use your bonus action, you enter a rage. What does it look like when Gord goes into a rage?
He just thinks about how long he's been wearing these pants, and he thinks about the fact that the weekend before this curse happened, he had gone shopping for the fall and had gotten a lot of new pants that he really wanted to wear. And I mean, by now, they're
all the fall
like
collections were out.
And,
yeah.
Yeah. These things are outdated now by over a decade. And so he just thinks about that and gets furious. And it looks a lot like when he's thinking about anything, like all his muscles tense up and he starts, his eyes kind of go red and a bunch of smoke comes out of his nose. And
I love it.
I love it. All right, cool. So now is he going to attack?
yes.
All right, who are you going for and what are you doing?
I am doing a horn attack on the leader.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh. Cocked it. Okay. Oh, dirty 20.
Whew, all right, yeah, dirty 20 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage and be sure to add your rage damage, which I believe is +2.
Oh, sick. So it's 1d6 plus 5 plus 2. Great, because I rolled a 1 for damage. So plus 5, there's a 6 plus 2, that's 8.
That's 8. The leader of the group had exactly 8 hit points left. What does it look like when Gord lays this man down?
It's like gross. It's not like a fun, flattering death. It's like when a friend of yours gets way too drunk and like picks a fight with someone at a bar and you start seeing behavior in them where you're like, oh shit. Like, I think we might need to talk about this later.
Yeah, you see Bernice over in the corner who, I mean, up until this point is madly in love with you. And she stops with her tentacle halfway to her mouth with a bit of popcorn and goes, oh, honey, no.
Well, Bernice, what you got to understand, this man has a complicated backstory regarding his pants. I mean, you heard.
Oh, I heard about the pants.
You know, there's a lot of latent rage going on. You know, we're gonna talk through it. It's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And
I also love that because of the back flap, just Gord's ass is hanging out right now.
Oh, yeah. Gord is fully exposed to everyone in this car, both front and back, because you did not take any time to try to figure out a fastening system to this situation. So you are fully X-rated right now. All right. Gord, do you want to use your movement to go anywhere?
We still have a coyote unaccounted for, right?
You have a coyote, and then you have a crony who is looking pretty fucked up, but that coyote is full health.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hit that coyote. I have a thing called hammering horns. Immediately after you hit a creature with a melee attack, as part of the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to attempt to shove that target with your horns. Oh, but it's got to be the same target. Okay.
Also, I believe because you used your bonus action to go into a rage on this turn, you could do it like on your next turn, but in this instance, you cannot do that.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm all good. How is rage different from frenzy?
Brian, I'm gonna have to let you field that one.
So you can go into a frenzied rage, which is like a heightened rage. Essentially, you get to make a weapon attack also as a bonus action. So you can go into a frenzied range where you also get to do weapon attacks on your bonus action.
Holy shit. So like next round, I could go into a frenzy and just go crazy.
While raging, you can choose to frenzy. You make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your... So you get to do 2 attacks basically instead of just the one. The only downside to it is when your rage ends, you suffer a level of exhaustion. So you would then have disadvantage on ability checks until you take a long rest.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
So it's very good while you're doing it, and then a little like rough afterwards.
Yeah, I'll hold on that.
Cool. So is that your turn?
Yep.
All right, cool. It is the coyote's turn, and that coyote is going straight for Gord. Does a 19 hit?
Oh yeah.
All right. This guy is gonna bite you for 7 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Also, though, because you are in a rage, that gets halved because it is piercing damage to 3. So it's only 3 points of damage.
Sick.
So yeah, that coyote bites you and is real proud of itself for like half a second, and then sees that 'tis but a scratch, and is sort of growling and hovering, waiting for its next turn. Now it is the crony's turn. He's looking pretty fucked, but he ain't down yet. He is going to make a swing at Saris. Does a 8 hit?
No.
He swings wildly, but because he is so injured, it just goes way sideways, and you can hear him starting to like cry and feel discouraged a little bit. For Jolene.
Pathetic.
And now, Doc, it is you.
I'm gonna go for the crony with my spiritual weapon. I'll have that fly over and just attack him.
Okay.
How can I roll an insight check how fucked up he is?
You can tell he's super fucked. He's like way fucked.
I want to have my spiritual weapon just like come up to him and like the blade of it kind of goes like menacing him, and then also me with my physical halberd menacing him. Can I roll an intimidation check and be like, "Listen, Sonny, I know you love this Jolene lady, and I understand she got those locks of auburn hair, eyes of emerald green. Like I get it, she's fantastic. But what I'm thinking is." You're kind of in a bit of a pickle here. Your buddies over here have fallen to our swords and horns. Your little doggy there is likely to eat them up once it realizes how tasty they are. So would you like to be food, or would you like to be a friend?
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
Any chance I can do it with advantage?
No.
Okay.
Unless someone wants to give him the help action.
I will. I'll give him the help action.
Okay. Then yeah, you can roll with advantage.
Ooh, it's not great. My intimidation is bat 12.
12. You see him. He's super fucked and he's starting to bleed out. He's looking at you like he's willing to listen to what you have to say, but you could tell it's breaking his heart. He just kind of keeps glancing over the door where Jolene went through. He's pretty devoted, but he's willing to listen to what you have to say.
Well, now you know what? Why don't we take a little pause here? Why don't we take a little pause in this battle? You tell your doggy over there to chill out, and my friend my friend Chevelle, he's got a way with words here. I think he can put it in a way you might be able to better understand. Does that sound good?
But Jolene, she...
What? Don't you worry about Jolene. We're just going to take a little pause. If you want to die for Jolene, we can absolutely oblige that. Chevelle, why don't you tell this man why he should join our side?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to talk to the coyote.
You can talk with that coyote. I mean, if he wants to join our side, that is equally welcome. I mean, I'm just looking for information. I feel like one of them would be able to give it to us more about Jolene and her plans.
Yeah, that whole gang over there. That's all about Jolene. We're a little bit about us. It's a little bit more fun on our side over here. But yeah. So let me talk to that coyote over there.
You gonna do what was it? Beast talk?
Beast speech.
Beast speech. Go ahead and do that. And what do you say to this coyote?
Do you still think we're food, or could we possibly be friends?
Your food.
But how about your buddy over there? He looks more like food than we do.
Oh, I'll eat him after I eat you.
He looks a little bit easier to eat. Why don't get a little appetizer?
For Jolene.
Can I roll? So the coyote is like looking at him, then looking at this other body, and it is gonna eat this other body eventually. Like it's looking at it like it's food. Can I look at the guy that I'm menacing and be like, well, listen, now see, my buddy here can talk coyote. I don't know if you know that, but he can actually speak coyote. And
you can tell from my hooves.
You can tell from the hooves. And I don't know if you were looking at that coyote right over there, but he's eyeing that your little friend over there who used to be, I bet you used to play with this coyote, but that coyote now just sees a body and he sees food.
I don't play with the coyote. That coyote's mean.
Well, then that's even worse. I mean, if you weren't even playing it or giving it food, you think it's going to eat you? I think it's going to eat you right away. So
Jolene would never allow such a thing.
Well, see, I hate to tell you, but Jolene is up in that other car, and she doesn't seem to be coming back to help y'all. So why don't you and I strike a little bargain right here? You tell us what, where Jolene's going, the bank that she's heading to, and what kind of like treasure she's hoping to find. Maybe like some of her weaknesses and stuff like that. Little stuff, nothing crazy, just like her greatest fears and weaknesses and ways to easily get at her. Small things. And we will spare your life.
Roll another intimidation check. Not with advantage.
Oh.
Unless Kevin or Naka wants to give the help action, but Lauren already has.
Let me see if I can roll.
Gord is fully distracted.
Naka, it would just be you using your reaction to allow Brian to roll with advantage. You don't actually have to roll anything.
Oh, okay. I have a +6 intimidation. Ooh.
Yeah, can I pull over? Because I have a -2. Or no, actually I have a 0 to intimidation. Can I pull over Chevelle and just be like, now Chevelle, you tell him this is a good idea, right?
Because we are still technically like in initiative. I'm not going to let you do that on this round, but on his next turn, if he wants to do this, he totally can.
All right. Advantage or straight?
Naka, you were giving the help action?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So with advantage.
17?
With a 17, he is taking in all the things that you are saying, and he's looking at you guys. He's looking at the coyote. He's got there's a lot weighing on his heart right now, and he looks and he says, "Jolene is headed for the loot in Sneak's Gorge. She wants that sword, that beautiful ruby sword that matches her hair. Oh, she's so beautiful."
Well, this sword you're talking about here, this jewel-encrusted ruby sword, anything special about it? Anything good?
Oh, Jolene would never share those details with the likes of us, but if she wants it, I can only imagine it's spectacular.
You ever seen Jolene kind of lie about her exploits? Tell stuff that wasn't necessarily true, kind of like had you
Jolene
covered?
would never lie. She's an angel.
See, what I'm hearing from you is Jolene is really trumping up her exploits. That's correct?
No.
That sounds like what you're saying. Okay.
Jolene's the perfect little angel.
Now, is there anything else you can tell us about Jolene? Anything special, strange, weaknesses, stuff she likes, stuff she doesn't like? Maybe where she likes to stay when she's in town so we could, I don't know, jump her in some way?
No, Jolene is a mysterious creature. She is stunning and beguiling.
Well, all right. This guy's poor little man is just lovesick, and I understand that. Well, I think we're gonna have to throw you off the train now.
Before we're due, can we ask him one last question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How many of you Jolene babies are there?
There's only one Jolene, and we are devoted to her.
Yeah, but how many devotees would you say are in the Jolene fan club?
There's only eyes for Jolene.
Well, yeah, but there are other fellas who are like interested in Jolene.
Yeah, you get the impression that this guy literally only has eyes for Jolene and has never once stopped to try to count up how many cronies she might have in her arsenal.
All right. This is a problem. Well, what I think, can you repeat after me? The Deplorable Four.
The Deplorable Four.
Yeah. Now, when people ask you who did this to you, what are you going to say?
Jolene.
No. The Deplorable Four.
The Deplorable
That's how she's
Four.
getting away with all this.
So when you say who's the baddest gang around, what are you going to say?
Jolene.
No. The Deplorable Four.
It's always Jolene.
No, all right. Cord, can you throw this guy out the window, please?
We're still in initiative, so unless you want to throw him out the window or do an attack,
I guess it is my turn. I'll throw him out the window.
Okay, cool. So just do a contested strength check.
Okay. 23.
Oh, he rolled an 18. So yeah, you pick him up, and are
18
you
plus 5.
chucking him out a new window, or are you throwing him out the one that was already broke?
I'm talking about the same window.
All right, cool. You throw him out the window. I'm gonna roll A little perception check. Yeah, no one in the second class car notices. They're all just still sitting there enjoying their champagne and sandwiches.
And remember, Deplorable Four. Tell people.
Charlie!
No, damn it.
Yeah, so that crony is fully out a window. He is gone. So it's just the coyote who is left. And Saris, it is your turn.
All right. Can I still do a sneak attack once per turn?
Yes.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna draw my short sword again to this damn coyote.
All right, you make that attack roll with advantage.
Ooh, good start. Let's see. Okay, my first roll was better, and it was a 16, so plus 4.
A
get
16 hits. Well, dirty 20. Yeah, dirty 20 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Plus sneak attack damage?
We add a 2d6. An 8. 8 plus 4, 12.
Well, what does it look like? And Saris sneaks out of a corner and kills this coyote.
Saris's face does not change. It stays stoic as ever. She lifts one leg, steps closer to the coyote, takes the sword in 2 hands, lifts it up swiftly, down, gets the coyote, lifts it back up, takes the same leg, steps out again, steps away, and then puts her sword away and goes back into the shadows.
It's very swift. You swiftly come over and bring an end to this wolf. This wolf was fully ready and growling and bristling and things and looking at Gord, who's pissed him off, and looking at Chevy, who's pissed him off, and just straight up does not see Saris coming out of the dark to come and murder, to end his time on this mortal plane.
All right, everybody. Now it's time to get that coyote. Whoa, okay. Where'd that coyote go?
You were saying.
You guys are out of initiative. Where do you want to head to next?
It's a good thing we got rid of some of those bodies. Makes cleanup easier.
Can I look through the bodies, see if there's anything that might be, A, if there's any money, and B, if there's any indications of things we might need to know about the upcoming town?
Yeah, there is the sort of leader, and there's one crony, because you threw the other crony out the window. So who do you want to go for?
I'll look at the leader, boy. 16?
With a 16, you go through his pockets, and you find one or, handful of change, but not that much. And then the only other thing that you find in his pockets is a patch that is in the shape of a red flaming heart, and it has a J on it.
Ooh, I'll take that.
Okay.
Put it in my pocket. Oh, actually, wait. How big is it?
How big is
Is it butt flap sized?
It is
Oh my
not butt flap sized. It's maybe 2 inches across or something. It's
Well, Gord.
Hey, Gord, how big is it?
Gord's butt, massive.
No. How big is it?
Well, some parts of a minotaur are bull-sized, and other parts of the minotaur are man-sized.
How big is it?
It's man-sized.
this is a sew-on patch that could certainly be used to secure something back. It would require a little finesse to make it into something that could be fastened and unfastened.
Well, Gord, here, I noticed, we made some new holes in your pants, but you also had some old holes in those pants. Maybe this one can cover up one of them while we figure out this whole knot situation. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you're mighty fine. Welcome. Here you go, son.
This patch has a J on it.
Yeah, it's a J for Gord. I'm bluffing
Gord
that he won't
very,
know.
very, very seriously looks Doc dead in the eyes and goes, "This is the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me."
Does Gord, you could do this now, you could do this later, but is he actually going to affix it to his pants or a part of his clothing?
I think Gord puts it in his pocket, but his pocket definitely has holes in it. So I think this thing is falling straight to the ground.
All right, cool. Could you roll a perception check to see if you notice that it has fallen straight through the pocket?
14.
With 14, you do know. Yeah, you notice it has fallen onto the ground.
Oh, I dropped it. And then he picks it up and puts it right back in the same exact pocket.
I'm going to roll a luck check. This time it stays in your pocket.
Oh my God. Wonderful.
Cool. So yeah, you guys have laid out the cronies. Bernice is just sitting over there still enjoying her popcorn, being like, I'm not going to clean any of this up. Where do you guys want to head over to? You know, do you want to explore other parts of the train? Where do you want to, you know, as well that, so you are headed to Sneak Scourge, which will be the following morning is when you guys will get there. So you have a little bit of time to kind of look for other things on the train, go look for Jolene if you want to. Otherwise, you guys are kind of in for the night. Or I mean, like you have the whole evening before you're going to actually reach there to do what you want to do to prep for landing there.
I was going to say that we go back to the fancy lady in second class to steal one of her hairpins and put it on Gord's pants. That was going to be my solution to that.
You guys want to go back over to the second class passenger
I
section?
say we just do a quick scan for Jolene, right? That'd be ridiculous for us to not.
Yeah, so you guys go through the first class, like there was nobody in the little seating area, and then you go over to like the beds and things. You guys don't see any sign of Jolene.
Gord, the bathroom in here is so nice, though.
Oh, yeah, you do find a bathroom if Gord still wants to take a shower.
Nope, Gord's got it taken care of. Yeah,
Cool.
he peed out the window. That's all it was about.
Is there anyone else in the first class sleeper area?
When you get over to like the bed area, you do see that there are 2 beds that have been claimed, and also that there is like a little storage area with a lock that you can see that this storage is supposed to hold luggage for like 7 people, and as far as you can tell, there are like 2 first class passengers, but the doors of it are kind of like buckling it's clearly packed to the brim.
Hey, Saris, I know you got some lock picking tools on you and stuff. Why don't you
Already on it. And then
she's already. Okay. I was gonna. Yep. Okay.
and I want to be like already like slinking down from up like above it and like working on picking the lock of it.
How does she do that so fast? Oh my God.
I'm going to have you roll sleight of hand, and I will let you do with an advantage because you're kind of taking your time to work on it.
Okay. So that is dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you pick this lock.
Woo!
It's not safe or anything. You get in there and you open it, and you guys find that this storage area for the first class is on top. You see like a couple of really nice leather like traveling cases and things. Super expensive, beautiful sort of luggage. There's 3 or 4 of those sorts of things. And then the entire rest of this storage area are just crates and crates of incredibly expensive champagne.
Well, I'll be.
I want to just start like taking down the champagne and just like passing it and being like to celebrate what we just accomplished, even if it was sloppy.
So you crack open one of the crates and you start pulling out bottles of champagne. And as you do this, the door on the other end opens and you're like, oh my God, what are you people doing? And you
Can I
look over.
stash one like in my clothing real quick?
Yeah, do a stealth check.
Oh, I got a 6.
Yeah, you it's like when someone's holding a thing and then they just like very quickly stick it behind their back, but they clearly are holding on to. You put it down and nobody gets hurt.
Can I look at this woman and go, "Now, ma'am,
Excuse me. You don't call me ma'am. I am a vibrant young woman. Who the fuck are any of you?
well, now if you let me explain, ma'am," and I cast command on her.
Oh man. All right. Command is
it's a wisdom saving throw.
and what is your spell save DC? What does she have to beat?
15.
All right. She is a 15. So I'm going to say she's like she's got a little bit of street smarts. So she's going to have a +2 to wisdom. She rolls a 4. So that's 6. So she's under your command. What do you say to her?
I can only do a 1-word command. Ooh, do I tell her to flee and run away, or do I tell her to grovel? Because they're both pretty good. I'm just going to tell her to flee.
This woman...
And she has to spend her turn moving away from me by the fastest means available.
This woman fully just turns tail and goes to run to the other room and runs straight into Samuel, her butler of sorts, who, he recognizes what is happening here and is holding on to her, preventing her from going, and turns her around. It says,
Sir, could you not?
Well, I certainly could, my good man, but I chose to.
He sort of puts his hands over her ears to stop her from listening.
She is no threat, but this is going to be a real pain in my ass.
Can I roll an insight check on this guy?
Yes.
21.
At 21, you could see that he works for this woman. He has he's pretty comfortable. He likes doing this or whatever, but they're she's just annoying as fuck. And that you guys going through her luggage, this is going to be a whole thing. And he's really just pleading with you to be I got a lot going on. Please just don't make my job any harder than it has to be.
In the couple of seconds that she's still kind of under the command spell, can I just hold up one of the bottles of wine and go, well, I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement. And I just keep tapping on the bottle of champagne. I would be pleased to make your job easier, my friend.
Unfortunately, it's not up to me. It's up to her.
Well,
But if
we can make your life easier there too, if you know what I mean.
Whoa. he cracks half a smile.
Have y'all seen how much champagne this is? This could feed our bar for 6 months.
He cracks half a smile and but shakes his head no. He doesn't want that. That'd be even worse for him. And
just offering.
He sort of loosens his grip on her and steps to the side a little bit. And as he does, because she is still under command, she goes straight out into the other car. And he looks at you and says,
just be sure to rearrange the bottles so that the empty slots are at the back of the crate.
And
of course. Classic bartender organizing.
He will
backfill some with some water.
He will allow each of you to take one bottle of champagne, and then you need to get out of here.
Sarah just mutters, I like that one.
And I'm just going to grab one extra bottle for our friend Jolene. You might have heard of her. And we got her, her patch right here.
You don't have the patch in your hand unless you try to pickpocket.
I just point to it's falling out of Gord's pocket. I'm yeah, you see, we're part of her official, fan club. Well, it feels bad to say it. We know her, and she's with us, and
he can tell that you are not part of Jolene's crew, and so he looks at you very sternly and shakes his head no.
All right, well, it was worth a try.
So you guys each take a bottle of champagne, you rearrange them, you close up the luggage, and then you close the lock. And where are you guys headed to?
Well, since we found ourselves without a conductor to take our tickets, we found ourselves serendipitously in the first class lounge area with a bottle of champagne each after a job well done. Well, it seems like it's time to celebrate if I do say so myself.
So you guys gonna hunker down in first class for the night instead?
I do declare.
And are you ending your spell on the woman?
It only lasts the one turn.
Oh,
so
okay.
she runs away and then she's back.
Okay. So you guys are popping on bottles, and she.
I want to close the door so she can't come in.
You,
So this is first class cap. She's got to stay in second class.
you hear her on the other side of the door, just banging on it, going, "Oh my God, Samuel! What is happening in there? Get me in! I need to get my nighttime jewels, Samuel!"
My nighttime jewels. Wait a minute. Did that obnoxious woman just say nighttime jewels?
Yes, she's filthy rich. But also, half of them are fake.
Well, all right.
Gord turns to Samuel and is like, "Do you think she would mind if we robbed her?"
It would be a whole thing. You really don't want to go down that route.
You know, Gord, I'll be honest. I want to rob this one as much as anyone, but I do feel for this man right here. This man has had a time, and I don't want to make his life any harder. So, you know, I mean, I will defer to you, Gord, you being the leader of this group, but I think it might be wise to make an ally at this point. You know what I mean?
You guys hear on the other side of the door, she's still banging on. She goes, "Oh my God, just let me in and get me my nighttime jewels, and like I'll share some champagne with you, okay?"
Well, I think because this man is her bodyguard and if we don't rob her, then he won't have to guard her, which would make him bad to us. Then we can stay good with him if we
You got it, Gord. You got
don't do it.
You're almost there, Gord. You're almost there.
I need Doc, Saris, and Chevy to all roll intelligence checks to see if you actually understood what Gord is trying to say to you.
Oh, I got a nat 1.
Oh my
You-
god.
13.
A 13.
16.
16.
I'm just rubbing his shoulders, like trying to coach him through it.
Yeah, Doc, you've already gone well into this bottle of champagne. You're kind of like, yeah, like you think you fully get it, but you are, if pressed to ask what Gord is saying, would have no idea how to repeat yourself.
Right.
Saris and Chevy, you guys, you know what he's saying, even though it's the words are not his strong suit.
So we're stealing the jewels? I missed that part.
Well, no, because if one thing we could do is to open the champagne, and the champagne is open now, then if we already did one, so we should do what we already did.
She's now just like fully 2-hand fist banging, bang, 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 bang on the door, going, "Oh my God." And Samuel is looking at you guys like either he's going to have to open the door to get out to her, or she's just going to do this all night long.
I'll go over to the door and open the door and let her in. Right, but I do want to hide the bottle that we've already been given in hopes of getting an additional bottle.
Are all of you going to try to hide the bottles that you have in your hands?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but Gord puts his in his pocket.
Oh, and we all know.
I am going to roll a, luckily it stays in your pocket.
Awesome.
All right, you open the door and she comes in. "Oh my God, guys, like I can be cool, okay? It's just like I really need my jewels and everything. And just like I'll share some of my champagne. I guess that's like a lot. We can get more later, okay? Samuel, will you give each of them a bottle?" And she does not pay. She's like, she does not notice the bottle that's already in Gord's pocket. She couldn't care less. She's like not really paying that much attention to you guys or looking you over that much. She's focused on herself. And so she lets Samuel go over. He unlocks everything again and gives each of you another bottle.
Wow, what a fine bottle of champagne this is. Well, thank you, ma'am. That's such a
Oh my
nice
God,
treat.
it's not, ma'am. Can you not tell that I am a vivacious and young woman?
You are an incredibly vivacious woman. Of course, I'm so sorry, man. Miss, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. And then she just like rolls her eyes over at Samuel and gives a look. She's not going to like you for the rest of this night. You've said ma'am too many times. Samuel, will you get my night jewels out of their box? And he goes over and gets out one of the pieces of luggage, opens it up, gets out her pajamas and things. And they're very neatly like folded, and it's silk PJs, and they have like a feather trim and a little rhinestone trim on the neckline, and like they're just super luxe and things or whatever. And also in her PJ box, you see there's a little jewelry box that he opens with her array of nighttime jewels, which are all very, like they're dark colors. It's like black stones and other things because, it's like you don't want to be distracted by really bright things in the night, That's why like nighttime jewels tend to be like darker. They tend to be like silver instead of gold. Yeah, I mean yeah. And so she takes them all out. She goes over there's like a little private area where she can change, and she is changing into her nighttime attire. And she comes back out and flops herself down on a bed that you also notice the sheets and the blankets and the pillows, which are very nice on all of the beds, on hers have been swapped out for even nicer ones. She brought all of her own bedding and all of this stuff with her, and she flops down them and says, okay, so like, who are you guys?
Well, I mean, miss, you've probably heard of us. We're the Deplorable Four, some of the baddest outlaws in the world. No.
Never heard of you.
Well, maybe, give it a think over, give it a once over. Maybe it'll strike your mind. Deplorable Four.
Yeah, I don't even know what deplorable means. So like, no, I've never heard of you.
Well, I mean, it means, Gord, you know what deplorable means, right?
I thought you were the one that knew what it meant.
Sorry, Chevelle, you know what deplorable means, right? It's on the tip of my tongue.
We're bad people.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're like so bad. I saw what you did to that bar in there. Oh my God. Who flipped the bar?
I flipped it.
She finally actually like takes a look at you and is not looking at like your face, anything or whatever. She just immediately clocks your clothes. Have you found a way to close either of the flaps, or are they just still fully open?
They are still fully open.
She goes, oh my God, I am an unmarried woman. Put that stuff away. But you could see that she's like looking away, but also looking away. And she's like kind of giggling to herself.
I'm sorry. It's hard to hide. My thing is the size of a man.
Oh, wait, it's the size of a man?
This man Wait, oh my God.
He doesn't have 6 limbs, he has 7.
He's a Minotaur.
I thought you meant the size of a man's. That was the whole thing.
Samuel comes over and offers you like a sheet or something. The original sheet that he took off of the Lux bed to kind of like wrap your. He helps you like fashion basically like a little toga sort of around you to keep yourself hidden. She's just continuing to sit there giggling. Oh my God, you're like so funny. So like, where are you guys going? What are you doing?
Well, we're heading over to the Sneak Scourge.
Oh my God, so am I.
What? No way.
Oh my God, yes. So like, do you guys know Marsden? Sometimes he goes by Mama.
Well, it seems
We are
like
good friends with Mama.
Will you roll a deception check?
Can I give him the help action? Be like, yeah, we know Mama.
Sure.
Good friends.
You could get, so you can roll with advantage.
16 and 23.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you guys know Mama. He's like the funniest guy. Anyway, so he found a whole bunch of jewels and stuff and like gold in the desert, and it's like whatever. But also he found these like really pretty like blue ones, and I like don't really have that many blue jewels in my collection. So like I'm going out there to like get first dibs and like look at his like blue jewel collection so that I can see if I can add some to like my blue jewel collection. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Well,
Are you guys like also shopping for jewels?
Chevelle, I mean, you got away with words. What kind of jewels we looking for?
Shiny jewels. We were looking for green jewels, blue jewels, red jewels.
Really,
Two
just all the
fish,
kind of
blue
jewels.
fish?
Okay, well, I mean, like the blue ones, like I call dibs, and like Mama and I go, like I don't know how you know him, but like he and I go way back. So like the blue ones are like kind of mine, and you see it's the first time that she like bristles a tiny bit. But she's like, but the other ones, it's like he always separates all of them by like what color and like what type they are and stuff, and he has them in like a couple different places. I mean, you guys know you've been to like a Mama event before, right? Yeah.
This is actually our first Mama event.
Oh my God. So like how did you guys meet him if it wasn't like at a thing like this?
I'm leaving this to Chevelle because my charisma's -2.
We went to old school together way back in the day.
Oh my God, you guys are like
school.
old friends.
Old school.
Oh
Yeah,
my
old
God.
school.
That's like wild.
How do you think he got the name? You're my boy, Blue.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is going to be so funny. I can't wait to hear all your like funny school stories and everything, but also like not too many of them because like I'm not really that interested in academics and stuff. It's like it gets really boring really fast. But yeah, so anyway, so like the way he does these things is he like separates all of them into like the different colors that they are, and he puts them in like different places because like there's so many bad guys out here who are like that Jolene you mentioned. Oh my God, she's such a bitch, and like she thinks she's so cool because she's so pretty, but like whatever. And so like I think she's like on her way to try to rob him, but like I'm not that worried about it because like I'm like way prettier, right?
And well, of course, miss. I mean, you're so much prettier than that terrible
yes,
Jolene.
ma'am. No.
She, excuse me, it is not ma'am. Now I ask you again, I'm pretty, right? And she individually makes eye contact with every single one of you waiting for your answers.
Well, of
I feel like I
course.
need to roll a constitution check.
Sarah
Shit myself.
Sarah stays stoic and just goes, yes, that's why you have a large band of following, just as Jolene does.
Oh my God. I like totally do have groupies. Yeah. They're like so embarrassing, but also I like love it.
Can I roll an insight check to see if she's telling the truth?
Yeah.
21.
21. She thinks she's telling the truth, but you kind of glance over at Samuel, and Samuel's kind of shaking his head like, no. But she thinks she has just as many followers and people who adore her as Jolene, for sure.
Well, ma'am,
Excuse
me, miss.
Oh
Miss.
my God. No, I'm not talking to you anymore. You can go over there. Samuel, take his bottle back. She turns fully away from you, and Samuel like walks over to you, but he fully lets you keep the bottle. But her back is now to you, and she's refusing to engage with you.
Well, fuck.
Now, miss, are you worried about any of these bad guys out here on your way to your destination?
Oh my God, no. It's like, I'm like totally fine. It's like I can handle myself, and also like a Samuel who's like fine. And then also like, I mean, do you know who my dad is? Like, no one's gonna mess with me. It's like totally, like I'm good.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Oh my God. So you like, it's so cute that you guys keep pretending that you don't recognize me, even though you like clearly do. I'm Carmela Crispino, but like everyone calls me Cece, or like my friends call me El Cece. But like you totally know my daddy, right? Antonio Crispino with the Crispino family. Like you know us.
Can we roll a history check?
Yeah, you guys.
Do we all have to do that?
If you want to, you don't have to though.
I rolled a 6.
I got a 17.
I got a 14.
With the 17, the Crispino family, a 15,
yeah.
they are like a new money family in Vienna who like are trying, similar to you guys, like really trying to make a name for themselves and think that they're like super, they think they are like ritzy and glam and everything. And like, so some people have heard of them, but they're not as cool as they think that they are. But you have heard of them. It's just that it's kind of like oh yeah, them. Sure. They're like C-list celebrities.
But they have money.
They do.
Well, now, Chevelle, we were thinking of maybe like, maybe, and I'm just like winking at Chevelle with her not looking at me. We were thinking of like, selling some stuff with Marsden there. Maybe this wonderfully talented and bright and beautiful young woman could tell us about the defenses he has set up around his various jewel areas and where they'd be located, so we can, choose the best one for our things that we would like to sell and or store.
Yeah, or even if she could make an introduction to us.
Yes, an introduction to the man we've known for some time. Yes.
Yes.
As a joke.
Reintroduction to our friend.
As you guys are
such a long time.
As you guys are having this conversation, she's just sitting there like counting the jewels on her hands and stuff. She's fully ignoring you guys.
As we're getting her story straight.
She's she's like uninterested. She's like, oh my God. But so like, it'll be so much fun tomorrow when we all meet up with Mama and we can like chit chat and you guys can like tell me all your stories. But like I said, not too many because like, yeah. But anyway, so like I need to go get my beauty sleep because like as much as I'm stunning, like some of that is because I need my full 8 hours. So like I'm going to go to bed now and you guys all have to be quiet.
Well, of course, miss. What? As a small token of our gratitude at meeting you and such fine woman, and I take one of the rocks that we stole from the one guy, and I'll cast light on it,
Okay.
and just give there's just a bauble, of course, for you, but something a little night light for you to head to sleep.
Oh, that's like cute. Thanks. Samuel, can you like put it in the box? And she just like brushes it off and she's okay, good night. And then she pulls a silk eye mask that's also heavily bejeweled over her eyes, goes into her luxe bed and closes over like the door to it. Samuel looks at all of you guys and he's sort of intimated what's going on and tells you, you've been pretty cool so far, but like, really, please don't try to rob her in the night. Like this is, I assure you, it's not worth it. If you're going for Marsden's deal, it's going to be a lot better than whatever she has. And like, again, it's just going to be a thing.
Well, friend, maybe you'd be able to help us out. Tell us a little bit about his defenses, where he's keeping his jewels. You happen to know anything like that? We'd be happy to, share a little bit of the pie if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, as long as you guys like don't make my job harder, that's really all I care about.
Wouldn't dream of it, sir. Wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah, Marsden is like he thinks he's really clever, and so he likes puzzles. So he'll have the safe in like a kind of obvious spot, but it'll be closed with a puzzle, and I don't know, he's just real obsessed with puzzles.
Any information on the type of puzzle he likes? Maybe, give us a little edge in case we happen to be competing to get to this said safe.
Sorry, there's so many fucking puzzles.
I understand. It's like the New Yorker. You keep getting it, and then, you never finish it. It just keeps piling up. Same with puzzle books and me. Me and puzzle books, I've got 20 of them. Haven't finished one of them. Now, let me tell you about my war stories.
You guys, Carmela is going to bed. She's requested you guys be quiet or whatever. So you guys can climb into your own beds. And since, there's no conductor to come and kick you out of first class and do things. Do you guys want to set a watch? Do you guys want to just sleep? Does somebody want to go exploring instead?
I'm going to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna tuck inside my shell.
Okay. And Samuel kind of tells you guys that is part of his job. He's basically just going to be standing there on watch, looking after Carmela and all of her stuff. So there is like a person who is there. But yeah, so you guys take a long rest. You sleep through the night. You guys wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. You've gotten, all your whatever you need back. And you guys are pulling into Sneak's Gorge. And as you wake up, you look over and see that Carmela is already up and out of bed. She's in a completely new set of jewels, a new like luxe little traveling outfit and everything. And she looks over and goes, oh my God, you all such like sleepy bones, such little slugabeds. Anyway, I'm going to go and try to find Mama and like get a little head start. Cause like I said, the blue jewels are mine. But then like, I'll totally meet up with you guys later. We can like have a drink and like stuff. And yeah, oh my God, I'm so happy that I met you guys. You're like the absolute cutest. It's no wonder everyone calls you like the Adorable Four.
No, we're the Deplorable Four.
Okay, really fun. Bye. And then she just like prances out the door and heads off into town. So you guys have rolled into Sneak's Gorge and you are looking out. It is roughly the exact same layout as Sand Hollow of where you came from. It's like maybe a little bit larger. The bank is definitely twice as large. There are 2 saloons instead of 1 saloon.
What? 2 saloons in one town? Why?
They're
why would
directly
you have that kind of competition?
They're directly across the street from each other, and you can see that outside of both, there's like a whole bunch of broken glass. That's definitely patrons like chucking bottles at the other saloon across the way of like, you know, whose saloon is your favorite kind of a thing.
Well, see, this is why I just prefer Monopoly. You don't have to worry about another type of person.
And there is also a jail that is very small, but does have like a couple of cells and things, whatever. And so, yeah, you guys roll up into town. It's got a lot more going on in terms of people. So there are some like crowds and other things. So you guys can pretty easily blend in and don't have to worry too much about trying to like sneak everywhere. There's a lot more people roaming around and doing things. Where do you guys want to head off to?
Okay, so if this town looks just like our town and we want to know where Marmar lives in this town, we just have to find out where Marmar lived in our town and we go there.
Flawless logic.
Well,
Gord, I love it.
Brilliant, Gord, as always.
Gord, you are 10 out of 10 on fire right now. Now, let's play with that. Marmar, Ms. Marsden character, is a wealthy individual. If you think back to our town, there's some wealthy individuals. Where did they live?
In big houses.
Well, there you go. Okay, so we're looking for a big house. Now, Gord, why don't you look around, do a quick 360. Do you see any big houses we should check out?
I will let anybody who wants to do an investigation check to see if you have any signs of like where Marsden might be.
I got a 16, but I'm just trying to like guide Gord.
Yeah.
I got a 5.
I actually got a 19.
Or actually, instead of my roll, can I just give Gord the help action and let him roll with advantage?
Yeah. So if you want to roll one more time and just to see if you get a nat 20.
Oh, I did not. So yeah, that 19 is still my highest roll.
So with a 19, you look around and these 2 saloons are one of them is like a saloon plus it's got like an inn. It's got rooms and stuff above it. The other one's very much just a bar. And as you look over, you see that the bigger of the 2 saloons it seems like there's like a party going on, which is kind of funny because it's like 10 a.m. But there is like a rowdy sort of stuff going on. You can see there's like confetti on the floor from the night before. There's a celebration going on in this one.
I don't see any big houses. I just see saloons and one that has like a thing on top of it. It's kind of house shaped and kind of big.
All right.
I'm sorry,
all right,
everyone.
No. Don't you apologize. Not one lick. You looked with your eyes, you observed, and you reported back, and that's all we asked from you.
Well, you asked me to find a big house, and all I found was a large dwelling.
Well, you know what? I got to say, there's great wisdom in knowing the difference. Why don't we check out that large dwelling and see what's happening there?
Okay, but I apologize in advance.
Needn't do so, son. Come on. I put my arm around him and start walking towards the saloon.
You guys walk over to the saloon and you see that there is like the front entrance, which is to the actual like bar. And there is, as I said, like a big sort of celebration and party going on over there. But there is also a sort of side door, which is for people who were staying in the rooms up top. If they didn't want to actually walk through the bar to get to their rooms, there is like a side entrance.
Did we see which way Cece went?
No, she just like pranced off the train and went off her way. You didn't actually see where she went.
What do y'all think? You want to bop in the saloon, see if we can't rustle up some information about this Marsden character?
Yeah, if he's from out of town, he might be staying at the inn.
Can I try that door to see if it's locked?
Yeah, you go on over to the side door and you find that it is wide open. Well, it's not like open, but it's not locked. You can totally open it if you want to.
Yeah, I want to open it.
All right, cool. You open it and you see immediately there's a staircase going up to what you assume is the floor with the rooms.
I want to sneak on up and see what I can find.
Cool. Will you roll a stealth check? And then for everybody else, are you following Saris or are you still debating? Are you guys heading in through the saloon?
Gord is kind of looking around to see if anybody has noticed us going into the store.
Okay. Can you roll a perception check?
Yeah.
And then Saris, what was your stealth check?
19.
19. Cool.
13 for perception. I love this app.
So it's searching
fun, right?
perception. You look around. There are a lot of people milling about, kind of doing their business, doing their things. It's some of them appear to have like glanced over at you in the same way of like when you're walking down the street, you kind of clock the people who are around you, but it's you can't tell if anybody is truly committing you to memory or even paying that much attention to what you're doing. There's definitely people who like see you stand out a little bit, but you don't know if they're paying that much attention.
And I got to think, I definitely didn't notice Saris going up the stairs. So I'm just like, all right, well, I think we're going to bop into this loop. Right, Sarah? Oh, damn it.
Chevy and Gord, do either of you sneak up with Saris or do you also not see her?
She's teeny tiny and I'm a horse. It's hard for me to sneak behind.
So, well,
Yeah, a horse going up the stairs is going to be tough.
so they can't go back down them. No, that's cows. Cows can't go back downstairs. Anyway, so the three of you are standing outside, still kind of like debating, talking about Marsden, looking at the saloon, other things, while Sarah sneaks in and sneaks up the stairs and gets to the top. And at the top of the stairs, you see that there are 4 rooms. And then at the other end of the hall is a staircase going up again and also one circling back down. And you could tell from the noise that the one circling back down would lead you just like straight back into the saloon.
I kind of want to, I think I want to take the stairs up, but as I do, can I like peek into the rooms along the way?
Yeah, roll a investigation check to see if any of the rooms are unlocked.
I got a 5.
You have no idea if they are unlocked at first glance, and you'll have to actually physically try them if you want to take a peek in.
Okay. I'm going to start with going upstairs and check that first.
Cool. Can you roll me one more stealth check to get up there?
Ooh. 22.
Yeah, you creep right up these stairs, which are kind of like rickety and they're wooden and have squeaks and things in them, but it doesn't matter to you. You know how to avoid all of that. And so you sneak your way up there, impossible for anyone to detect that you're there. And you get to the top of the stairs and you see that there is only one room up here.
Okay, I want to check out this room.
You go over to the room and you find that it is locked.
I want to try and pick the lock.
Cool. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
15?
A 15 does it. Yeah. So you pick this lock. You're being real stealthy, real cool about it. You open the door and you slink in. And luckily the room is empty. There are no people in there. But you can tell this is kind of like the penthouse, the honeymoon suite, like the fanciest room in the place. It's got a gorgeous 4-post bed with like stunning sheets and blankets and things and a tapestry up on the wall and all this stuff. And you see that there are a bunch of very expensive looking pieces of luggage piled up in a corner. There's an extremely expensive looking hat on a hook by the door. You have a pretty good feeling that you know whose room this is.
Oh, is it Marston or is it frickin' Cece?
It is not. It's not Cece's luggage.
Okay.
This is not her room. It's very fancy, expensive luggage, but it's not the luggage that you saw on the train.
Oh.
Is it a man's hat or a woman's hat?
It's a man's hat.
But I know who it is.
It's Marston.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Cool. I found it.
Trying to be coy about it. Yeah, it's Marston. Yes.
Nice. Ruined it. Okay. Can I just kind of like search and see if I can find any like clues or anything that would be helpful or anything about him? Anything that he's trying to accomplish or do?
Yeah, so you see there is like a little writing desk that looks like he has put some stuff on it. Maybe he was like doing a little bit of business over there doing that. There is also a nightstand that also looks like he's maybe put a couple of things over there. Which one do you want to check out?
The desk.
So you go over to the desk and you see on top he's got a couple different books of like an agenda, some books that have just kind of like business information, but all of it is like surface level stuff. None of it is like super, super detailed or important things. It's more kind of just general kind of knowledge about his company and what he does and what he's out doing here. And yeah, so you find the date book as well. And you open the date book and start flipping through. Can you roll me an investigation check?
Mm-hmm. Oh dear. A 5.
You look through. This is a pretty busy man. He's got a lot going on. He's been to a whole bunch of places in town. Yeah.
Ugh, typical elite. And can I pocket it?
Sure. If you want to take it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. And then can I go check out the nightstand?
Yeah. So the nightstand has a couple like pictures and stuff on top of it. And there's also a drawer.
Oh, I'm opening the drawer.
You open the drawer and in it you find a handful of receipts that are from a couple different businesses in the town. Will you roll me one more investigation check?
Another 5.
You see that there is one that appears to be like a notice of some kind from the sheriff from going over and visiting him in his offices. You also find a notice that appears to be from the bank, but you are a little bit sort of nervous. You're rushing through. You're worried a little bit about getting caught. And so you're not taking the time to really, truly like read what these things are.
Just receipts, whatever. Can I just take a couple at random, stuff them in the date book, and then I'm gonna head back down?
Yeah, for sure. So you stuff those things in the date book. You put that in your pocket. You sneak out the door. Do you try to like relock the lock on your way out?
Yeah.
Cool. Will you do a sleight of hand check for
that? Dirty 20.
Perfect. Yeah, you lock it. It's like you were never there. You sneak on back down the stairs. Are you going to go down the stairs leading into the saloon, or are you going to go back down the stairs that you came from to rejoin your party?
I want to rejoin the party in a way that they don't even know that I left and just be like present to them the stuff that I took and be like, whatever, here's this.
Yeah, so you guys this entire time, because Saris is a real speedy little sneak, have just been standing there kind of debating like, well, where did Cece go? And then like, what is this party and what's going on here? And you guys have been debating what to do with these all sorts of things. And then Saris shows up at your side.
All right, now I think we should just wait for... Oh, there she is. Oh, okay.
Here, if you want to take a look at these, whatever, I don't really care.
Well, what do you got there? Oh, geez. Where'd you get these?
I found Marsden's room while you three were all squandering, doing nothing.
Well, I'd like to think we were planning.
Call it whatever you want, but here's what I found.
Well, all right. Can I take a look?
Yeah. Are you going to try to, you guys are fully just like standing out in front of this busy bar. And like I said, there's a lot of people around, but are you trying to hide what you're looking at, or are you just looking at it?
I'll kind of like, if we're like standing in a circle talking, I'm kind of like, leaning so no one's look. I'm just like flicking through real quick, see if anything like jumps out at me.
Okay,
so I'm not like studying. I'm just.
So yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
6.
Doc is used to looking at like receipts and documents from bars and saloons and stuff. He is not used to fancy business lingo. He doesn't have any idea what he's looking at.
But this guy seems to talk in some other language. Anyone speak business dickwatery?
Does anyone else want to do investigation? Try to.
Gord, I think this is right up your alley.
All right,
yeah, take a look, Chevelle.
What are we doing? Investigation?
Yeah,
Chevelle's good at wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, I'm a little bit taller. I can see things from a different perspective.
Yeah, that's what we needed. Height.
13?
13. With a 13, you look through and in the date book, you see that the very first appointment that Marsden had upon arriving in town was to go over to the sheriff and his offices, which are connected to the jail. That there was a pretty solid amount of time blocked out for that appointment, and that the other, like an appointment to head over to the bank, was a little bit later in the day. And then he also had a dinner reservation at the fancy saloon.
Are those for those have already happened, or they're upcoming?
No, they were yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, with a 13, you also don't understand the 2 receipts that you are looking at.
There are a lot of numbers here.
Well, we can dig into the numbers later, but if we know where he's been, we can kind of retrace his steps and maybe figure out what he's been up to. Maybe meet the man himself.
Sounds good to me.
So I say we scope out the bank and we scope out the sheriffs?
Yeah. Why don't we head over to the sheriff?
I don't know.
Introduce
We're
ourselves
the
to
Deplorable
law
Four. We don't want to bring too much heat to us.
No one knows who we are.
Everyone knows who we're the Deplorable Four.
Everybody
had heard of us or something like us.
Or something like us.
Chevelle, I hate to say it, but I think Saris is right here. I think our reputation has not preceded us as we had maybe hoped. But in this case, that might be to our advantage.
Alrighty then, let's go scope out the town.
So are you guys going to head over to the sheriff's office in the jail first, or to the bank first?
I want to go to the sheriff's office. I also want to see who's on the wanted board.
Drop a few of our own afterwards.
You go up and go pin your own wanted posters to the board.
That's how we should end this.
So you guys walk on over to the sheriff's office. There's again there's this big party going on over there. So you sort of poke your head in a window before you walk in, and it looks like there's just kind of one guy sitting over there. It's not the sheriff himself. You can tell because he's not wearing the badge and everything. Do you guys want to go on in, or do you want to continue to sneak around the office?
I think we should just go in and just actually, you know what? So I've got a spell called Zone of Truth. If we can get in this guy, cast the spell, and then ask him where the shit is, he has to tell us. Do you guys want to try some of that spell bullshit?
Are you yeah. So how big is the Zone of Truth?
The zone is a 15-foot radius square centered on a point of my choice. So I could pick it to just be him, or it might envelop us depending on how big this room is. Everyone there has to make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature cannot speak a deliberate lie while within the radius.
Imagine if we use that at the saloon party, though.
Oh, an affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. So we'd have to give it would know it's being cast. So maybe not.
I mean,
actually, wait.
while we're here, can I cast locate object? And I want to cast it on something that Jolene was wearing.
Ooh.
Sure.
Ooh.
It gives me
What is the range? Yeah, like
it's
can you do this one?
1,000 feet from me, and I can have concentration up to 10 minutes, like as we walk around the town.
Wow.
Okay, yeah.
Anywhere
If you want to do that, you
Love
can.
that.
Your Jolene senses are tingling.
So do you have to make any kind of roll, or
No,
you just do
it
it?
just goes up. Yeah.
And you are doing it on something that Jolene was wearing. Yeah, you can sense that.
I'm also trying to pick something that I think she would retain on her.
Yeah,
The other J patch.
So she had on, you had clocked this like really beautiful kind of intricate gun holster, like a belt, and it was like really pretty leather, really woven sort of things. And you can tell that holster is up atop the saloon.
Do I know second floor or third floor? I assume second floor.
The third floor.
Third
In
floor.
Marmar's house?
Just below Marmar? So she was on one of those
No,
4
she's
rooms.
in Marmar's room. She's on the third floor.
Is she Marmar?
Saris, now, when you were, investigating around Mr. Marsden's room, did you happen to notice anyone, I don't know, of the Jolene persuasion?
The Jolene persuasion.
Obviously, if I had seen Jolene, I would have started the conversation with telling you that I saw Jolene.
Well, that's kind of what I thought. What would you be interested in maybe using your sneaky snack skills to maybe scurry up the side of that building or up the stairs? Because my little Jolene senses are tingling. They're telling me that she's currently in Mr. Marsden's room, or at least her gun holster is.
Then I would suspect it would be the holster because there was no one up there when I went up there.
Well, all right. I don't know. Can I for the next 10 minutes, I can keep the concentration. Can I know if it moves?
Yeah, for sure.
If I just stand still for a minute, does it move or does it stay in the same spot?
How accurate is this spell in terms of specific location? Like, could you tell if it moved by a foot, or does it need to move 15 feet for you to know?
You sense the direction to the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of you. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its motion. So if it's in motion, I would know that it is in motion.
Okay. Yeah, this thing is in motion.
Wait, and I didn't see her? Dang. And she didn't see me. That's crazy.
Where are you? She came in after you.
Oh, yeah.
Or she
yeah.
was
Just missed
invisible.
2 ships
or,
passing
yeah.
the night. Dang.
Or she was sleeping with Marmar the whole time.
Well, do y'all want to? Do we keep looking around, or do we find this Jolene character?
I mean, we know where she is. Can we just keep tabs on her and maybe try to follow her if she leaves? Or
Yeah, I can keep the spell up for 10 minutes now. I can keep casting it a little bit. I don't want to burn too many high level spell slots for it, but I could do that.
Brian, will you roll me a either perception or investigation? I'll let you choose.
I will roll a perception.
Okay.
13.
You can tell that Jolene, or at least this holster, is moving very quickly around Marmar's room.
Well, it looks like Jolene might be looking for something in Mr. Marsden's room. There's a chance that we got it before she did. Might be worth stashing our ill-gotten gains somewhere, make sure she can't find them.
I can put it in my pocket.
Well, now, Gord, that is a very kind suggestion. And you stored so many valuables in your pocket, but I don't think we can take up more of your pocket space. That's it. It seems unfair. Why don't I throw it in my shell?
ooh, there we go.
You're right. I already have champagne in my pocket.
I just rolled, and no, you do not. That bottle of champagn
Confidently
fell out
pats an empty
somewhere.
pocket.
It's just who knows when or where, but that bottle of champagne is no longer in your pocket.
Oh, God.
You did get to enjoy some of it, I believe, though, first. So at least you got that going for you.
Saris, why don't I squirrel away that their notebook in my shelf? So if anyone's going to try to get it, they really got to get past me.
Be my guest.
And I just shove it way back down in the shelf so that it's buried under some of the other stuff I keep back there.
Okay.
Well, what do y'all think? Talk this here deputy, or should we head over to the saloon?
I think maybe check out the saloon, or
We could tell the deputy that someone's robbing Marsden up there. Throw Jolene in the crossfire.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
I kinda
actually
like
a great
that.
idea.
yeah. Let's do that.
Who's got
Stir some shit up.
Let's fuck shit up.
Chevelle? I think you've got probably the highest charisma.
All right, let's go talk to a police officer.
I'm gonna, as we go in, I'm gonna tap Chevelle and cast guidance. So you get to roll a D4 on one of your ability checks.
Oh, cool.
Oh, actually, that's concentration, and then I won't
Oh,
be able
you
to
can't do 2 concentration spells at once. Yeah.
I can't.
So
I'm gonna actually.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll keep the locate object on because I want to know if she leaves. So never mind.
So Chevelle, are you?
yeah, so I'm gonna go up to the deputy.
You're gonna walk in
That's into the
into the sheriff's office. Yeah.
into the sheriff. Officer, I've heard dastardly news that someone's trying to rob Mr. Marsden's room at this very moment.
What? What are you talking about?
You better go follow me, officer. Come on.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Will you roll a performance check? And I'm gonna.
Can I give advantage by also waving outside the window hey, someone's robbing Mr. Marsden.
Yes, but I'm gonna make you roll a performance check as well.
That's fair.
All right, so do I have advantage or is it just straight up?
I rolled a 6, so probably
yeah,
not.
so you do not get advantage on this.
All right, I got a 10.
You got done. Wait, what do you mean someone's robbing Marsden? How do you know? Where do you see? Where are they?
We saw someone breaking into his room at the inn, right outside the saloon.
What? Who? What they look like? Give me a character description. And he whips a pen and paper out of nowhere and is ready to draw a character photo of this person.
It looked like a dastardly crew. You need to get a lot of officers together. We don't have time for this, officer. We need to go stop a crime from happening.
Well, I need to know all the evidence. How did you see them? What they look like? What were their weapons? What kind of a guy were they? Was it one guy? Was it 2 guys?
Officer, they're getting away with it. We need to go now.
Can you roll a persuasion check?
Come on. Nat 20.
14.
I'll take it.
14 just beats him.
There we go.
Oh my god! This is gonna be my big break! I'm gonna stop the criminals! Let's do it! And he grabs a pistol off the wall and he sprints out of the office with you. Where are we going? Where is he?
As he runs past, I slap his ass like an attaboy.
Can we leave someone behind to rob the police station of all their weapons?
Ooh, Saris, that sounds like a job for you.
Yeah,
That
I'll
sounds
do
like
it.
Sarah's job.
I'll just I'll do a quick sweep.
Okay, so you get some. If
Should I
they're
do, like, a
tea,
slide
That
in?
would be fun.
Where are they going? Where's the person? How are they breaking in? We gotta go!
Quickly, officer, jump on my back. I'll lead you.
Okay! And he jumps up onto your back.
I'm
And we
gonna
ride on off to the saloon right next door.
I'm gonna stay near the cop station and be like a lookout and keeping that locate object on Jolene, focusing on
Yeah.
Okay.
Officer, the scoundrels are right up the stairs.
Well,
Why
let's
don't you get a
go.
few? Well, I'm not an officer. You have all the power here in town. Why don't you get a few of your buddies who I saw maybe in the saloon?
No,
Or
this is my
maybe
big
in
break.
town?
I'm gonna do it. And he gets over to the door and whips it open and sort of slaps your ass as a command to go up the stairs.
All right, Jolene probably doesn't remember me anyway.
So do you go upstairs?
I'm gonna slowly tip hoof up the stairs, but I'll let the officer lead the way though.
All right, cool. So you guys get up to the first floor of rooms, and the officer is just like going over to each door and trying to, because he doesn't have intel. He has no idea which room is.
Officer, it's the third floor, all the way up. Marsden's got the fanciest room in all the.
Oh my God, you're so smart. Why didn't I think of this? Let's go. And he goes and sprints on over to the stairs. He's being, for as quiet as you are attempting to be, he is stomping his way up the stairs. As this is happening.
Leroy Jenkins.
As this is happening, Doc, you check in with your locate object, and you can tell that the holster is very still for a few seconds, and then is moving extremely quickly, and you can tell basically is going like up and out of the saloon inn. Has left Marsden's room.
Up. When you say up and out, like...
You could tell that this holster is not like going out into the hallway. If you had to guess, you'd think that Jolene was probably like climbing out a window and going up onto a roof, or climbing down the siding or something. She is avoiding.
Would I be able to see from here? Could I like roll a perception check, see if I see her climbing out a window?
You can roll a perception check to see if you see. Yeah.
Oop. Oh, not that one. Oh fuck. Well, 13 or 14. Sorry.
With a 14, you don't see her. You know, like kind of where she should be, but you don't see her.
Okay.
And I don't know
I'm just
that she's
standing on
left the
guard.
room yet.
No, you do
Yeah,
not
I
know
can't
that.
signal to you in any way.
So you guys go bounding up the stairs, and this cop gets over to the door and is madly shaking it up. Open up! I know you're in there. We're gonna catch you. But it is locked, and he does not have a key.
Or a warrant.
Or a warrant.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he doesn't care about that.
Or a warrant.
Out of the pure awkwardness of the situation, I'm probably going to use mirror image to create another one and just like back out of the whole situation. I can't handle the awkwardness of it.
So you do mirror image, and you leave just a mirage of yourself standing next to him up on there, and you creep on back down the stairs. Is that correct?
I love that you're using magic to make up for soft skills.
You leave this guy, and he is just fully like throwing himself up against the door. It's very much like in The Princess Bride when Inigo Montoya is like, he's getting away, Physic, and he's just throwing himself against the door, and literally nothing is happening. But also, there's such a ruckus going on downstairs that you aren't entirely sure that anyone is going to hear him or recognize that he is here doing this for a little while. So you creep on back down the stairs. Are you going back over to the sheriff's to meet up with everybody?
We don't know what Marsden looks like, do we?
No. Actually, you guys would probably, since he's like a pretty famous businessman, you've probably heard like description of him.
Gonna be the guy in the fanciest clothes.
Oh yeah. He he is a like a warthog dude.
Awesome.
He's
Nice.
just this like he's Pumbaa, but smart. And just sort of, yes, this
He's
big
Timon
sort of
and Pumbaa.
he's got these sort of so he looks like a warthog, is always dressed to the nines, never looks like he's actually really done a day's physical work, but so you guys know generally what he looks like.
All right. As I walk down the stairs, back out of there, all awkward, like smooth, like I'm just gonna peep into the saloon to see if he is among the characters partying. In the saloon.
Roll a perception check.
A 15.
You see him. This appears to be a party that he's throwing in his honor, something along those lines. He's right in the middle of the crowd, hobnobbing with the best of them, enjoying all the attention that he's getting from everybody. He appears to just kind of be out in the middle of the party, enjoying the attention. Yeah. Meanwhile, over at the sheriff's, which is now empty, or so you think, what are you guys up to?
I guess I'm looting all the weapons is what I was supposed to do.
So you guys go in and you see there's like, I don't know, a lasso on the wall. There's maybe like one extra sort of shotgun. But this is a pretty small town where most people either keep their weapons on them at all times or feel like they kind of know everybody who's coming and going. And so there isn't that much of like an armory.
Oh, that makes sense.
Any TNT?
No. Unfortunately, you do not find any dynamite.
Hey, Saris, you see any kind of safe in there?
Should I roll a perception?
Yeah, you guys can explore, see, because there's a couple other rooms. This is also connected to the jail if you want to kind of explore and look around.
Are there any loose badges?
I got a nat 1. Gosh, I'm so sneaky, but I don't. But okay, so what does it mean when I have like passive wisdom in parentheses perception and passive investigation?
That's your
Stuff like
your passive. So like what you would naturally notice in a room.
okay, because
So
that
is
I
this
have a
an
12,
instance-
but I rolled a nat 1.
Yes, this would kind of be an instant where like passive perception or passive perception, passive investigation, you would kind of notice the general stuff in the room, but the investigation check is you like actively searching. So you would notice all the stuff that is easy to see in the room, but you wouldn't notice like a hidden safe or a, something that requires more active investigation.
All right.
And so Saris walks over to kind of the desk where the guy was sitting, and you find yourself deeply engrossed in the sort of log of stuff of you're just looking through all the arrest records from the past couple of years and find that while you don't actually think it's relevant to anything that's going on, it's fascinating. It's just like there's a lot of very interesting stuff and like a ton of petty crime around here of like little Timmy stole milk from the post office because they sell that there. And then, it just like this town has a really fascinating community.
A lot of Florida men here.
Yeah.
Saris, you finding anything in there?
Nothing more than a young boy who has stolen milk from the post office. That's what it says.
Any notes on the treasure?
With a nat 1,
The
you
what?
absolutely don't see anything
The
related
what?
to the loot.
The what?
Oh, the
Did
loot,
you-
the reason we're here.
No.
I mean, the milk is gone. I can't do anything about that.
Damn the milk, Karis. We're talking about treasure.
Doc and Gord, if you guys want to go in, you can also roll either perception or investigation to see if you guys find anything while Saris is like engrossed in this crime log.
Absolutely. Gord is like, let me see if I can find this milk.
Okay.
Also, as we've been here, has the locate object moved
Yeah.
anywhere I need to worry about?
You can it's not so much worry it as just sort of interesting of you can tell that the holster has kind of escaped and gone outside of Marston's room, has climbed down the side and has gone off into like a back alley. And interestingly, you think that it is now moving underground.
Oh.
Maybe into a basement, maybe into a tunnel, but it's definitely going like below ground. And then Gord, what was your check?
I rolled a 6 for perception.
You go in and you go on over to the board, which is all of the wanted posters. And you are looking at all of them and similarly to Sarah's, kind of just get really excited and interested in the wide variety of criminals. And you're also a little bit just sort of sad that you guys aren't on there.
I see a lot of criminals, but not us, and nothing more about the milk.
Damn the milk. We're here for treasure.
Well, you look for it then. We've done our looking.
All right, fine. I'll jump in. I'll take a look. Nat 20.
Oh my god.
There we go. So with the nat 20, you are like, oh my God, I should not have sent these guys in to do an army man's job, when a job needs doing, and I'm the one to do it. And so you kind of storm on in, and knowing that Jolene or Holster have gone underground, you're like, okay, this is interesting, whatever. And as you walk in, you can tell that Jolene appears to also maybe be headed over in this direction. But like underground.
For some reason, I heard it like
She's
that too. I
been
was like,
beheaded
wow.
for sure. She's now headless. She's walking
The
over.
spell is really specific.
Seems to be making her way, and you with your sort of you have a lot of knowledge of tracking and tunnels and other sorts of things that you would have learned in your time in the army, and so you sort of track her trajectory and figure out she's going underground. Where's she headed? She seems like she is slowly but surely headed towards one of the back cells.
As I'm doing all this, I'm explaining my thought process out loud, very patronizingly to everybody. Well, all right. What you got to know about tracking, what you got to
Here
know
we go.
about being a soldier is you got these things drilled into you, right? So, okay, see here, you got some like dust marks, all right, and that leads me over here. And now, what I'm also doing is I'm thinking about Jolene. I can feel her moving. Looks like this cell over here seems mighty interesting. Why don't we check that out? Come on, everybody, follow me. I'll teach you how to properly search a building.
And as you do this horribly annoying speech, you lead on over into the back where there's a couple of different jail cells. That appears to be kind of like a holding cell up near the front. And then there's some other ones. And then at the absolute back of the jail, there is, again, this is a pretty small town of sort of things. The like high security. It's got bars on it that go both vertical and horizontal of things. And you look back there, and in this cell, there is a big box that has a bunch of different keyholes around it. And you can tell that it has on one of the sides MG.
Well, looky what we got here.
That, I guess, is where we'll wrap for right now.
Yay!
Hey!
You guys
Key box. I love it.
have found at least some of the loot
Oh my gosh.
in a locked box, in a locked cell.
Thanks to me.
Abby, this was great.
Yeah.
You're so
good at
Holy
this.
cow, Abby. It seems like you've been doing this forever.
Oh,
You're so
man.
natural at it. Even
Thank
when
you,
my
guys.
side tangents lead us to dead ends.
No, I'm sorry that it went longer, I guess, that we didn't really get to wrap things up in the way that I had planned or hoped to do. But thank you guys for being really like game for this and for playing with me.
Yeah,
of
thanks
course.
for having us. Oh my
We gotta
God.
beat that Jolie. I'm so invested in this. In
Gotta
dating
be
her
that
now.
Jolene. That's it for Abby's very first one shot. Got through most of it. We'll probably finish it up a little bit later. Abby, how are you feeling?
Mostly good. I had a lot of fun, and it was flawed, but it was fine.
And Kevin, Lauren, Naka, how you guys feeling about Abby's first time?
I didn't see any of the flaws. This was a blast.
Aw, thanks.
So much fun.
Agreed. Oh my gosh. It seems like this was all part of the plan, and if there were any flaws, it was that our group is playfully and adorably dysfunctional.
Yeah, this was so much fun, and I haven't laughed this hard playing Dungeons and Dragons, I think, ever.
Yay! That makes me really happy. All right, thank you guys again for being my guinea pigs.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Tune in next time where Abby and I are going to talk through everything that went right, everything that went wrong, and how we can make next session even better. But until then, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Hey everybody, this is Abby. If you enjoyed this episode of My First Dungeon, you might want to check out some of our other shows in the Fractured Realms. For instance, our D&D actual play anthology show, The 20-Sided Podcast. This season is called Prisoners of the Static, and I play Natasha Bolshakat, captain of the Gilded Ghost. Interested? Check out the trailer and tune in every Monday for brand new episodes. Bye-bye!
The Static. A mysterious, mist-covered scar left behind by the Titans. Nothing that has entered that expanse of fog has ever been seen again. Until now, that is. A message in a bottle containing two things. The first, a plea for help from the legendary weaponsmith to the gods. The second, a warning. Here,
there be monsters. In Season 2 of the 20-Sided Podcast, 3 brand new players will descend into the unknown, shackled by their secrets and fears, and venture past the ominous white expanse to learn, only too late, that they are about to become prisoners of the static. Be seeing you.
If you're hearing this, that means you listened to every last second of this episode. If you're not caught up yet, that's great because then there's plenty more to listen to. But if you are caught up and you simply can't wait for the next episode, then you should head on over to patreon.com/myfirstdungeonpod and become a member of the Dice Pool. For just a few bucks a month, you'll get cast talkbacks, original games, and a full-length bonus actual play each and every month. As of the end of 2023, there is already over 20 hours of bonus audio, plus a whole bunch of other goodies to enjoy. So head on over to patreon.com/myfirstdungeonpod and jump into the Dice Pool. We'll see you there.